Glam News now.
Good afternoon, I'm Sophie Smith. Anthony Albanese has reiterated Australia's support for Ukraine. It comes after a tense exchange between US President Donald Trump and Volodymyr Zelensky at the White House. Trump talking over the top of his Ukrainian counterpart, saying he's gambling with World War III.
We stand with Ukraine. The people of Ukraine are fighting not just for their own national sovereignty. They are fighting for the international rule of law.
Back home, the PM says Labor will freeze excise on beer for 2 years if re-elected, claiming it'll make a big difference to small businesses and brewers. Shadow Treasurer Angus Taylor has described the move as modest.
This measure is not going to reduce the price of beer. This is about giving some modest relief, which is a band-aid on a bullet wound of the complete failure of the Labor government to manage the economy.
And Microsoft is canning Skype on May 5. The video calling service once brought in billions, but the tech giant is now prioritising Teams.
Mick in the Morning with Rue, Titus and Rosie. Weekdays from 6 on Triple M or on demand anytime on the Listener app. Just search for Mick in the Morning.
Triple M Sport.
The NRL season opens in Vegas tomorrow with a round one doubleheader. Canberra will face the Warriors before the Panthers take on the Sharks. The league is hoping to attract 50,000 fans. In cricket, Australia is into the semi-finals of the Champions Trophy after the match against Afghanistan was rained out. And in men's A-League, ladder leaders Auckland do battle with Adelaide United this afternoon. Western United is second on the ladder after beating the Mariners 3-1 yesterday.
Triple M Melbourne weather.
Mostly sunny in Melbourne, a top of 25 degrees today, down to 16 tonight, shower or two tomorrow, 22. Listener is the home of all your essential weekend listening. Catch up on Mick in the Morning and the Rush Hour podcast, all on the Listener app.
105.1 Melbourne's Triple M.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's.
Triple M rocks footy.
Oh, wow, what a beautiful afternoon here at RSEA Park. And the Saints, the home side, will take on Port Adelaide in the Community Cup Series match, and it is absolutely picture perfect. Both sides out in the ground. The Saints, a season of two halves last year, lost 8 of their first 11, then bit back in the last half of the season to win 8 of their last 12. And missed the finals as they played in 2023, not 24. What can they bring to 2025? And Port Adelaide, of course, second place, but won one of their only 3 finals and bundled out. Kenny Hinkley's last season as coach before Joshy Carr takes over. Plenty happening in football. Baz with you. And as always, I'm surrounded by a team that would humble anybody, really, not just me. They are all just absolute legends. And let's go around the table. Kate McCarthy used to be a Brisbane Lions All-Australian before becoming a massive part of the Triple M footy team. And I'll tell you what, if you Google Kate's name now, she's so big, she comes up as Google as a TV personality. Hey, congratulations.
You know what I take out of that, Baz?
What's that?
I've always said I've got a face for radio. What an honour. It's an honour to be here. It's very exciting to have footy back. Looking forward to the contest. There's a few different things we'll be keeping an eye on from both teams. They both need to sort of, change the way they go about their footy in different elements. The Saints, obviously, for one, they started the season pretty poorly but showed some good signs late last year, and Port Adelaide, obviously, chasing that elusive win in a finals series. So it'd be interesting to see what changes they've made, the players they've brought in, the players that they've lost. What does the structures look like? Really looking forward to this afternoon.
Yes, absolutely. And as I said, picture perfect. Of course, joining Kate is, and he writes his own introduction, let everybody know I'm a 268-game, 3-time premiership player, 2-time All-Australian. And I do that every time, Chris Johnson, as you call me on the way here. And welcome back to the footy, you legend.
Good to be here, Baz. 264, by the way, not 268.
Well.
So you haven't done your research too well there after we've been calling together for almost over 15 years. But
not that interested.
Looking forward to this game. What a picturesque ground it is at the moment compared to when back in the day when it was a big bog heap. But obviously, St Kilda went away, obviously didn't make the finals last season, went away, tried to loose, tried to catch the big fish, tried to get a big fish to the club, couldn't do so, and they're still chasing that big fish. So looking forward to see how they go. But yeah, you're right, Kate. Port Adelaide at the moment, they've been finishing in the top 2 or the top 4 over the last couple of years, but unable to get through to that last day in September. So as we all know, these community series, a bit of a dress rehearsal, first half or second half. They'll put everyone out there and they'll try and win this game to get into either round 0 or round 1.
Commentating the game this afternoon is he's a singer-songwriter who once dedicated a song to me. That is true. And one of the country's finest AFL broadcasters. His name's Tim Solly. Welcome back to the footy, big fella.
Thank you, Barry. And it wasn't the Divinals I touched myself either that I dedicated to you. It was a personal number that I threw up, and it was a great moment between you and I.
Yep.
Great to be here, Baz. Saints may not have jagged a big fish in the off-season, but the one thing I'm excited to see today is big Harry Boyd, who's come across from Norwood in the SANFL. He won the McGarry medal over there, and he won the Jack Odie medal as well for being best on ground in the winning grand final last year, and the Saints have managed to bring the big fella over. And I think since Paddy Ryder left the Saints, they've been looking for that second ruckman, so I'm excited to see how the big man goes today. And the other thing that caught my eye there, Baz, for the power, Travie Boak just goes around again and again and again, and he's out there and he's looking as fit as a fiddle.
That is true, Tim, and anything about St Kilda excites you, to be fair. This is the Triple M footy preview for Mitsubishi Heavy Industries. Joining us as our Red Z-led statistician this afternoon, 2-time day, 2-time night premiership statistician with the North Melbourne Footy Club. He's an institution, a constitution, he's an evolution. Ladies and gentlemen, Ashley Chua. G'day, Ash.
Good afternoon, Baz. Great to be here. Great to be here at Moorabbin Footy Ground. Crowd probably at 70% capacity at this stage, but they're still filing into the venue as we speak.
A couple of little sharp ones, Ash, just to kick us off.
Well, we know with the Saints under Ross Lyon, defence is a strength of theirs. The past 2 seasons, in fact, they've been ranked number 1 in defence overall in terms of points conceded per game by the average, but obviously with the loss of Josh Battle, we'll keep an eye on that throughout the year. And their scoring profile, though, look at their front half, a bit of a concern there. Past couple of seasons, they're 15th in attack and 17th for scoring efficiency. Whereas for Port Adelaide, their scoring profile very strong in terms of clearances and scores from stoppages. But if they want to be a premiership contender, Baz, 16 out of the past 18 premiers have finished either 1 or 2 for scores from turnover differential. Past couple of seasons under Ken Hinkley, Port Adelaide ranked 10th, probably in the area that they need to improve upon.
Now, you don't mind dropping the odd name, Ash, and let's share it with the family out there. Of course, you spent time with Ross Lyon earlier today. He dragged you into the coach's room. Can you let us know what was being discussed?
Well, firstly, he misses the Triple M family as a whole.
Yep.
And he even said, not pumping my own tyres, but if I've got any little stats there of gold, just flick them through to him in the St Kilda coaching.
People have got to realise how tight you are with the football community. It's not just, you are,
supposedly
sought after. Down on the boundary for Bob Jane T-Marts, and this is special.
This is very special.
This is very special because he's back. He's a legend of the St Kilda Footy Club. He's a former Victorian state representative, if you don't mind. The voice of Triple M footy, as I like to call him, and he'll get in history as the best fridge stroker in Australian television history. And I can tell you today, he was carried in here by medics. An ambulance rolled up outside. He was escorted in here, and I said, what has gone on? I don't know what's gone on with Robbo. He's made it to his position downstairs. He's had a hip replacement 4 days ago, where you're supposed to be on
4 days back,
pretty much on your backside for 6 weeks. Enormous courage.
Not our Robbo.
He heard the game was here at RSEA, and he's here. Miggy Roberts, good afternoon.
I just had to get here, Baz. 4 days. Usually takes 4 weeks. But, some blokes have got better pain thresholds than others, so I've been able to get here. And I tell you what, the loyal fans down here, it's not the animal cage I'm sitting in, it's actually just they're surrounding me.
Yes.
They're going to pamper me.
Yes.
I was brought in by emergency services, so I've never seen the ground look so bad, by the way. How bloody bad is it?
Oh, it's terrible.
Wow. Not like the 80s where it was magnificent. No, this is so good. Seriously, I feel like actually get a lace up. I want to play.
Yeah.
Is that good? I'd get a kick too, I reckon.
I reckon you would, Rob. Even with that hip, you get 3 or 4 in the pocket.
I reckon I would. But
left leg only.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd be hopping around, but geez, I'd kick a few out of the pocket. I know that anyway. Max King's the big one for me. We always talk, every year we're talking about this bloke and injury. Gee, I just want him to stand up, but unfortunately he's going to be out. So's Jack Sinclair and Rowan Marshall. But I'm going to watch Jack McRae, because they got him for the midfield. They want him in and out of that. So he'll be a must watch. And they must score. I know Ash touched on the fact that they're defensive, but they only kicked triple scores 3 times last year, the Saints. They've got to score a little bit more. On the other side, Butters is the big out. The knee surgery, 6 weeks. Third in the Brownlow. He is a massive out in the mid for them. And the other one is Lukosius I'm going to be looking for. So I'm going to be looking at McRae one side and Lukosius on the other to see how mobile he is in attack. But can't fault the fans at St Kilda. And I cannot fault the ground and what perfect conditions. Can't wait.
John O'K-Mac, interesting Robbo touched on. How are they going to fill those goals? We look at their goal kickers last year. They got 36 out of Higgins. The next best goal kicker, Timmy Membry, at 30. He's obviously over at the Pies. So how do they kick those goals, K-Mac?
Yeah, that was the point I was going to make. I feel like the void that Tim Membry has potentially left in the structure. I know he's not the flashy forward that does all the things that we see that Charlie Curnow does and kick bags of goals, but his ability to help the team structure up was huge, and he'd do the things he needed to, brought the ball to ground, took marks when he needed to, and then with no King as well. That's your 2 key targets that they're missing today, which in a pre-season game opens up so many opportunities for other players to put their hand up. So that's the thing that I'm keeping an eye on. So we saw a few of the youngsters really take charge. Caminiti spent a large part of the pre-season playing with the defenders, but last week in the match sim against Carlton played forward, so I'd expect to see that again this afternoon.
Yeah, and I think midfield, I think they're looking at the midfield goals. They're looking for your Hills, your Wanganeen Maliras, those type of guys that pop up as well at various different times. And yeah, they need a couple of keys down there, but some of their medium types as well have got to stand up in that forward line.
This is the Triple M footy preview for Mitsubishi Heavy Industries. Kate McCarthy's here this afternoon with the great Chris Johnson, and let's go downstairs again to the great Mickey Roberts. Mickey, we had the toss. Where's that win going?
Yeah, we had the toss, and Connor Rosie won the toss, Port Adelaide, so he's going down with the breeze, so it's a southerly coming off the bay, so going left, St Kilda going right, so a little breeze off the bay, southerly. It'll favour Port Adelaide in the first turn.
What do you think's going to happen out here this afternoon, Kate and Jono?
I think both teams will be looking to play the game that they want to. Port Adelaide have made it known that they're trying to tinker with their attack a little bit, but we know how dour the defence of St Kilda is. Are they going to really withstand that and make them do something different that they don't want to?
And what we've seen the trend over the community series is everyone's been lightning quick in the first half, lightning quick by their hands, linking up by hands, and lesser kicks and more handballs. So hopefully we can see that trend continue over this afternoon.
Was Chris Johnson alongside Kate McCarthy on the Triple M C-Bus Supers. Let's get this underway down in Moorabbin at RSEA Park. It's the Saints taking on the Power for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy. It'll be the early tap here from Sweet, coming off the square. Mead overran it. Jackson McRae had it pickpocketed by Wood, who flicks it out the back. Max Hall for the Saints, paddled forward, got worked under it by Farrell. And now back Miles Bergman. A little bit of time and space. His handball's cut off. Well picked up by Hall, but he coughed it up to Farrell, who slammed to the turf by Steele, to the applause of the Saints faithful. We'll have a ball up 60 out from the Saints goal.
So the Saints shuffle it forward early, with both sides looking to get plenty out of this last hit out before the season proper. Boundary throw will take place after the ball up was close to the line. So about 55 away from St Kilda's goal. Perfect conditions for footy. And a nice big crowd building as well, Tim. Bit of atmosphere here this afternoon.
Good atmosphere, as Mickey said. They spin the ball back into play. The big men go to work. Boyd got it to the front. Garcia there. Ripped out of his mitts. Now at ground level. Working hard. Diving on top. Jackson McRae in Saints colours, which I must admit, just finding it hard to get used to. Used to seeing him in those Bulldogs colours. But he's out here for the Saints. Had a good hit out in match sim. As the ball's tapped down again, here's Mead bursting away from the stoppage. There's Joe Richards, the ex-Pie. Loopy handball for Miles Bergman. Got it to Lockie Jones. Now they running waves down the outer side. A little errant handball. It's mopped up by Wood for the Saints. He's immediately claimed. Ball came out. Might have been too high, it was. You can hear the umpires exclusively mic'd here for Triple M. So free kick to Port Adelaide on the outer wing.
Big job early for Liam O'Connell. He's taking Willie Rioli. We saw him play on the wing in the first match simulation, but now he's playing off that sort of half-back, deep, small defender role.
Triple M C-Bus Super special comments this afternoon. Kate McCarthy and Chris Johnson. There'll be no better team together in Australia at the moment. Probably the world, from what I've seen lately. Finlayson Goes long with a kick for Port Adelaide towards half forward. Hill brings it to ground. Port Adelaide to Crum here. Little short pass to Powell, Pepper. And little through his fingertips. Richards about 40 out from goal. Lays a tackle to get the opponent in the back. No, he's going to be rewarded with a tackle. So the new Port Adelaide former Magpie has a crack at goal kick.
Good call from Eleni T. It was a throw. The one arm was just pinned and he got the ball out but threw it straight up. So good call to pick that one out.
There's a good build-up with the power off half-back. They were deep in half-back. They worked it out for hands. Timmy called it. There was a stray handball and then it turned it over. But this is a repeat of this. And they've got an inside full 50 opportunity to put the scoreboard on.
Joey Richards, 35 out, slide angle, fires and puts it through. Port Adelaide on the board, their one straight goal. The Saints are yet to score, the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Yeah, that'll really please the coaching group from Port Adelaide. Your small forwards putting on that sort of pressure. The ball, probably their first entry or close to it for the afternoon, and then just pinned the arm, were able to get the free kick. And it's Richards, it's Burn Jones that have really been the sole sort of pressure forward for Port Adelaide for so long, and that's why they've got Richards across, and Joe Berry also playing that role down there with him.
It was his second effort too. He'd gone again. He tackled first, made a handball blue from that tackle, and then he went again. And the good thing was that a lot of those got tackles. It was almost forward in his back. He turned his body at the same time as he tackled. Well done, Richards.
So Port Adelaide strike first blood here in Moorabbin. 1 goal straight 6. Saints yet to score. We're back in the middle for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy. Tap down from Boyd. Garcia had it knocked out in the tackle. Willem Drew picks up, then sends a high ball forward, but back with a flight. Burns takes a good chest mark at left half back. He's looking wide of that outer side. That's a little chiselling ball, just the 15 to Hill. Goes back to Burns, who just massages a kick out the wide for Wanganeen Millera. He goes down the line and Maxwell takes the mark, but he was out of bounds in the process. So free kick will go the way of the power, right half back.
So on the board with a goal, the Saints yet to score. Saints have had a couple of forward flurries. Finlayson in the back pocket goes further back to Alia, and he goes across the final defensive line and finds Bergman in the back pocket. He'll go back to full back. Another short kick will come out to Bergman. That was smothered. He's in trouble. 20 out from St Kilda's goal. Coming into Lenahan was Rosie, but his hand pass gone astray. Hastings. Little hand pass McRae. Gives it back towards his teammate. And Garcia, who was pushed off the kick and went out of bounds on the full. Free for Port Adelaide.
Nothing unusual there. St Kilda really well set up in defence. Port Adelaide tried to shift them this open side to make the ground nice and big. Held their zone structure beautifully, then forced them back the other way and they weren't set up. Forced the turnover but couldn't get any points from it.
Big fly Horn Francis on the outer wing. It's mopped up Georgiades. Got it out to the captain, Rosie. His handball back up to Georgiades. Was claimed by Burns. Now on the turnover. It's Wilson. Lowers the eyes up to the 50 and turns it over into the arms of Alia.
Port's back line have been pretty good, and it's interesting to see Finlayson down there as well. We know that he can play at both ends of the ground. He can play in the middle as well. He's certainly setting them up back there, and so is Alia.
So Burgoyne, kick across the wing, straight into the arms of Wanganeen Millera. And he goes short up the ground, and the Saints could build again. Another kick across from whence it came to Garcia at half forward. He's worked off the footy. Farrell did well for Port Adelaide. Got it to Richards in the centre. Hand pass to Rosie. Kick inside forward 50 or just outside to Horn Francis. He trots with the footy inside. Kept the eyes low. Didn't want to go for goal. Spots up Georgiades. And that's nice. And he marks in the left forward pocket about 25 out.
Well, they were caught out from that quick turnover in the back line, and they just moved the ball beautifully off half back. They linked up through hands, and they had an out number in Horn Francis. And then all he needed to do was hit a target. Had Willie Oroli short, and then he had had another teammate going to the left of the pocket. But that was great work by Port Adelaide off the half back flank.
He's got a big job, Kate. Georgiades at the moment, with Marshall being out for an extended period of time.
Yeah, he's going to have to take the reins like he did most of the year last year. Where are the other goals coming from?
So he steps up, breaks into a little long step, and now a trot, 25 out, slight angle, and he has Got it. It's a go. No, he's missed. Sorry, the umpire was behind the goalpost. I took a punt. 1-7 Port Adelaide.
Didn't you see Georgiana shake his head? Do you think he shaked his head because he kicked the goal?
Good point, Jono. Shut up. Kilda yet to score. Triple M beat the trade scoreboard.
Lucky it's pre-season, Baz.
The thing that's just falling apart at the moment, apart from Baz judging whether it's a goal or a behind, is the connection in the forward line for St Kilda. So their smalls are coming up really high, their deeps are staying deep, and there's no one in the gulf in the middle except for Port Adelaide players.
Wanganeen Miller goes coast to coast. He puts it inside 50. Caminiti with the big iron fist spikes it out of bounds. Bob Jones, T-March, Mickey Roberts.
Yeah, a lot of interchange because it's unlimited interchange for both teams today. Like 7-minute mark it was, and gee, they rotated big time. It is a bit warm down here, and they're working hard against the wind, the Saints.
So ball back into play. Caminiti in the ruck this time. Be sweet. Jack McRae at the front square, got at the heel. His handball partially cut off. Hasty mops up. Handballs it out to Wood. His non-preferred right. Squirts it into the pocket to no one in particular. And then Aaliyah happy to carry this one out of bounds. 10 around from the Saints' goal. Early stages first term. Port 1-1-7. St Kilda yet to score. That's all on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Look, you would have thought in the home and away season, Mason Wood, inside forward 50, running into a goal like that, you would have thought he'd have a shot there, but he tried to pass it off and tried to pinpoint that ball unsuccessfully.
Caminiti caught behind, tries to slap to the advantage of his small forwards. They pile it on top of the footy. Whistle goes. Going to be a free to Port Adelaide. And Rosie, who dove to the bottom of the pack, got a shove in the back.
That's a brilliant kick.
It is a brilliant kick. He pumped it out in front of Burn Jones. He can run onto the footy here. And a low drop punt into the pocket towards Georgiadis again. A little bit wide for him. Bounces out of bounds. And it rolls out about 5 metres around Port Adelaide's goal. 1-1-7 Port, St Kilda yet to score.
That's twice now they've been really exposed with quick ball movement, the Saints. They usually set up defensively so well, but been caught napping now. 1 with a turnover and 2 with that free kick, and Rosie going quickly.
Ball tossed in. Boyd and Sweet goes to the front. Trying to extract it in there was Higgins. Got it out to Hill. He swings onto the trusty right boot. It's outside 50. Caminiti opts for the spoil. Then he picks up the scraps. Handballs to McRae, who sells the candy a couple of times. And then from a standing start, he pivots out in front of Hasty, who held up the Perm Jones. And then McRae went for the diving tackle. May have collected him a bit high in the process. Gave away the free kick on the outer wing. Port Adelaide leading by 7 points in this first term.
Where does he fit, McRae? A good fit for the Saints?
I think so. I think it's something they need. They need that extra little bit of running power through the middle of the field. He's not an overly quick player, but he's a good user of the ball.
So the ball's been worked to Farrell at half-back. Port Adelaide bit of keepings off. Short kick to Bergman again, who's had a bit of it. And pass to Finn Lacey, who's right in the centre of RSEA. Has a couple to get around, but does well with a kick out towards Sid, who marks on the wing, and he goes real short. And he finds Lukosius just forward of the wing broadcast side.
The ex-son goes for real estate. It's long. Georgiades box seat and reels it in with one hand. 20 out, a couple of metres in from the boundary left forward pocket.
And it's that quick ball movement. Like, Sims didn't want to go to Lukosius at all, and Lukosius was on, and he's a better user of the ball. So you've got to get the ball in the hands of the better users, and especially Lukosius. He can kick it long. There's space at the back again of the St Kilda defence. They've got to be very, very mindful of that.
He opens up the goal mouth, snaps around the body, and he likes it this time, Barry. I'm going to call this one a goal, not a behind. It is a goal. Georgiades gets his first. Port Adelaide 2-1-13. Saints yet to score. We've travelled 10 minutes in this first term. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Yeah, the other thing that quick ball movement does, a player like Mitch Georgiades, if you're going to get him one-on-one, he is going to make you work very hard to stop him from taking the mark. And that's what's happened on 2 occasions now. It's been a genuine one-on-one with his opponent. The ball's been put to his advantage. Beautiful kick in then from Lukosius, and Georgiades has done the rest. But their ball movement really contrasting. Port getting 17 uncontested marks so far in this game. St Kilda just the 5, so having to work really hard for every possession.
Bob Jane, T-March, Mickey.
Yeah, Port are using the breeze pretty well too. Kicking to space, kicking to hands to the fat side. And St Kilda, when they do loft the ball, you'll notice it does sit up in the breeze.
For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy. Big Soldo in the ruck, but sharking at ground level. Horn Francis again. The 0-1-2 with Mead. Receives it back by hand. He sort of pushed off his kick a little bit under pressure. Allows the defenders for St Kilda to gather. Wanganeen Miller gives a little hand pass off, and a short kick comes out here to O'Connell.
The Irish boy.
Yes. He marks on the boundary side at half-back, right on the line, right in front of Robbo down there, who's surrounded by well-wishers. A kick to the wing, and Aaliyah rises above the pack and takes a nice defensive mark.
Yeah, he just got rid of his opponent so easy. And his work really, really early there, Aaliyah, and we know how good he is in that space. And you've got to make sure, if you're going to go long down the line, you need to avoid him.
Bergman, true centre wing on the broadcast side. This is a player side should be looking at. Out of contract at the end of the year. Sends it long and deep inside 50. 3-on-3. Sweet just slaps to the front. On the scene, the accountant Wilkie. Got it to Higgins, who hacks it. That's not a great effort. Horn Francis immediately carried down by Windhager, who turned in the tackle. It was professionally done. Umpire says, I'll have it. 46 metres out from the Powers goal.
He's coming off a cracking game too, Horn Francis, from the All-Stars over in Perth. He's going to have a great season this year.
Umpire goes over.
Twice.
Yeah, and Horn Francis got the footy again. Hand pass back to Mead. And back to Bergman, who has racked him up, Ash, early.
7 touches.
Long ball to full forward, and no mark taken. Powell Pepper at the fall of the ball, receives the hand pass, looking across his body. Good to see him back playing as he's kicked just wide of the point post, bounces out of bounds.
Yeah, Big Tim, agree with you, Miles Bergman. I think the hole that Dan Houston has left, he's going to slot perfectly into that running half-back line and really deliver the ball inside forward 50 a lot for this Port Adelaide team this year.
Deep in attack for the Power. Boyd got worked off it by Bigger Barn Soldo. Saints with the numbers. Wood falls over at the crucial moment. Pressure here. Cordy, toe pokes. Steele ducked into the tackle. Umpire lets it roll and then eventually says, give it to me, boys. I'll toss it up. He does so immediately. Ducking under that time, Boyd. He's working hard in that ruck. Soldo off the deck. Lionel Messi style. And he misses out to the right-hand side. One behind. 2-2-14 the Power. Saints yet to score. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
To me at the moment, it just looks like Port Adelaide forwards are just working a lot harder to keep the ball in their forward line and not giving any space to the St Kilda back line or their midfields at the moment. So they're locking that ball inside their forward 50.
Good point, Jono. Port 5 inside 50, St Kilda 4, but it feels like the time in forward half or inside forward 50 really in Port's favour.
Saints have it on the wing out of side. A little short kick will come in towards Burns. Can't mark. In fact, it was Stockard once, doesn't mark. The ball punched forward to the wing out of side of the ground. Now a kick inside. Over Higgins' head. It'll float to the back of the pack and dropping back with a footy. Terrific mark taken for Port Adelaide by Jones.
And we spoke about at the start of the game, where were St Kilda going to get their goal-kicking power from? They haven't been able to have a shot on goal. And what are we almost in? We're almost 10 minutes in at the moment, so they're not able to. Their forward structure needs sorting out as well, which is, a bit concerning for me. We've been going 10 minutes. They haven't even had a shot on goal.
Yeah, there's no continuity between their high forwards and their deep forwards. And Port are so good defensively. They're setting up right in the middle of them, and Saints midfielders are just kicking it straight to Port Adelaide players.
Burn Jones goes to Burgoyne on the outer side wing. When Seabus Super Special comments. Kate McCarthy, Chris Johnson this afternoon. An enormous combination. The kick inside for Port is good, and the mark's taken by Sweet. And Jordan Sweet, the big man, will go back about 40 metres out. But he's only about 5 metres inside the boundary outer side.
Disorganised at the moment, St Kilda. Their back half, again, they were outnumbered in their forward 50. And that's why the Port Adelaide boys are having a shot on goal now, because the defenders were up the ground and it was midfielders pushing back, pointing fingers, and no one really going to anyone. So at the moment, their defence and their midfield are just looking in all sorts of trouble.
He's a big fella, 206 centimetres. He lopes in with the footy. Drop punt. Guides it nicely. And he's got it. That's real nice. 5 metres inside the boundary. And Port Adelaide have got their third goal. 3 goals to 20. And the Saints, with 8 minutes left to play in the first term, are yet to score. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
It's a classy finish, and with this breeze at this ground particularly, that's the most open pocket that you get. In this pocket here, you get a lot of protection from sort of the building that we're in at the moment. That open side, really unprotected, so you have to make sure that you use the breeze perfectly, and that's exactly what Jordan Sweet did. But at the moment, this is all too easy for Port Adelaide.
And there's 6 entries inside 50 for Port Adelaide, but they've kicked 3 goals too, so 5 scoring shots from those 6 inside 50s. And their kicking efficiency as well. They're going at 78%. Port Adelaide Saints tracking at 57.
And an uncontested mark as well. Like, it wasn't a fast-moving ball out of their half-back. It was quite slowish. And an uncontested mark 40 metres out from goal. Ross Lyon would not be happy with that at all.
Nice stats there on the Triple M Reds Head Lending stats. As we're back in the middle from McDonald's to Ream Hot Water. Owens was in the ruck. He just got climbed over the top, and here's Horn Francis tossing, turning this way, that way, and then spears one down towards Burgoyne, came off hands. Loopy handball over the top, back to Burgoyne, who was tackled by Hill, but too high, says the umpire. So Burgoyne has it just outside 50. He wants to poke a little short one in, and he finds his teammate in there on the outer side in Ollie Wines.
Another uncontested mark.
And Wines goes inside 50 again and finds Darcy Byrne-Jones, 45 from home, 10 metres in from the boundary.
They are just in all sorts of trouble at the moment, this back line, because that came from a clearance. There's time to get back. 2 uncontested marks going in there. The Darcy Byrne-Jones one was probably a little bit contested, but the one beforehand, you can't let someone like Ollie Wines have the ball at top of the 50.
So Byrne-Jones on the runway, kicked 28 last year. The kick on its way, looks good off the boot, but it goes across the face of goal and through for one behind. Port Adelaide 3-3-21. St Kilda yet to score. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Well, the short ball comes in for the Saints. Oh, it slips through the fingertips. Stock up, picks up, redelivers back towards the outer side wing. Free kick for the Saints. The crowd go up. Caminiti got caught high. Little hand pass off to Hasty, who delivers towards forward 50 nicely, and on a lead down there is Sharman. And he takes the mark 50 from home. Little short ball again is good, and the mark is taken by the big fella, Boxall. What are you laughing at, Bill? What's his name, Boxall?
Is it?
Yes.
Okay.
He kicks towards full forward, and a big pack fly. Off hands at ground level. Port Adelaide with all the numbers in the back pocket. Finn Lace, a little kick to Horn Francis Ash, who's claimed plenty of the footy.
Yeah, disposal number 7, along with 3 clearances.
I'm just talking to more of that structure from the back half. Come back to that. You go, Tim.
Garcia got tackled down the middle. You heard it. It's inside 50 now. Scrambling ball. Chaos ball. Lukosius in power colours. Got it up to Richards. The ex-Pie. Smothered off his boot. Saints with the numbers. Couldn't get it hasty. Flicks out Byrne-Jones on the left. Fortuitous goal. Yes, sir. Great finish by Darcy Byrne-Jones. He gets his first lightning start here for the Power. 4-3-27. The Saints yet to score. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Oh, just at the end of that goal, Cal Wilkie, a huge leader in this St Kilda team, just threw his arms up in the air, talking to the midfielders what is going on with our defence, and just talking to the uncontested marks in the forward half. Port Adelaide have taken 8, St Kilda just the 1. But on the other hand, the intercepts, Port have taken 3 intercept marks, St Kilda 1. So in their front half, they've actually been outmarked by the opposition's defence.
And they haven't been able to adjust their game plan at all. They haven't been able to adjust knowing that they're getting the ball quickly forward. So that means your wingers have got to drop back, and maybe 1 or 2 midfielders have got to drop back as well, not go as high up. So they need to work something out here at the moment, St Kilda.
From McDonald to Ream Hotwater, Triple M rocks footy. Soldo in the ruck, taps down at ground level. Coming off the line was Richards, and Richards got caught high. It'll go back to the centre of the ground. The former Magpie has started well for Port Adelaide today. Little short ball to Horn Francis, who's been involved in everything. Enormous talent, and what a season 2025 sets up to be for that young man. He goes very, very short to Evans for Port Adelaide, who marks. He's still on the edge of the square, forward side of the centre. So he just drops a drop punt towards full forward. Powell Pepper worked underneath it. Mead at the bottom of the pack sees the ball hand passed his way. Wants to give off, didn't want to double back and have a shot for goal. Hand pass back to forward, Fitty. Good contest. And the ball was slapped out of bounds from the Saint in Max Hall. And a boundary throw in 50 out from Port's goal.
Trouble there is that ball was brought to ground. No one had been flying for the Saints that time. All of them flew. The Smalls at Port Adelaide, if they were clean then, if Mead was clean, he was going to have a shot on goal.
So right an attacking 50 here for the Power. Good toss in by the umpire. Boyd muscling to the front. Solo got a slap on it. McRae at the bottom of all that. Knocked out Wines. Slick hands to Rioli. And umpire says he was collected high by Steele in the process. So free kick to Ollie Wines, the ex-Brownlow medalist. Looks a little bit leaner this year.
They got one back dropping in front of the goal square here, St Kilda, but everyone else is manned up.
He just does a 3-quarter chip in the direction of Solo. Went through the hands of Rosie. Slick handball Berry. Richards retreats further back. And now a little lace out one to Powell Pepper. Couldn't quite. Oh, good mop up at the front and centre there by Wines. Sends a wobbly worm burner into the pocket. And Lukosius in power colours sees it out of bounds right next to the behind post. Bob Jones, T-Marts, Mickey Roberts, what's happening?
Yeah, I know we're only pre-season, but we've got a packed house with St Kilda fans. 8 free kicks to 1. They're getting a little restless down here.
You a bit worried about the hill, Robbo?
Yeah, the cage. They'll form the animal cage by a quarter time, I tell you.
I'm glad I'm up here.
Put the sprinklers on.
Yep. As the ball slaps straight back out of bounds, 25 around from the Port Adelaide goal. If you just joined us, they're 4-3-27. And the Saints are yet to score with only about 4.5 minutes left to play in the first term. Ash hasn't quite called it yet, though, Ash. You haven't.
No, don't write off the Saints.
Righto, there you go.
They need to clean up a lot of areas, though.
Yeah, positive news for the Saints fans from Ash Stewart. He's trying to work his way through it. Was Wanganeen Miller up. Little hand pass to McRae, the former Dog, in the new colours. Kicks out to the outer side wing. Big leapers, no mark. Footy's on the deck, still in dispute. Working out Burgoyne, who started well as well for Port. Got the Wines. Hand pass ends up with Richards. And there's further another hand pass into the centre of the ground to Evans, who kicks to the pocket of Rioli, who marks about 15-20 out. Right forward pocket. He's on a little bit worse than a 45-degree angle, but Jono, it's a good start for Port.
It is a great start for Port, and you've got to give credit when credit's due. They're able to hit targets inside their forward 50. Another uncontested mark inside their forward 50, but no one is putting pressure on the guy who's delivering the ball inside their forward 50. So that ball there was uncontested. It came in. Rioli was on the left side, the fat side, and was able to take the mark.
So Rioli for Port Adelaide's 5th, and he guides. Got the all clear, and it's a goal. He did well. Just got to check now, Tim. Shut up. 5-3-33, Port Adelaide. St Kilda yet to score, Kate, in its latter stages first term.
Yeah, well, no disrespect to St Kilda, but they have not looked like scoring in this quarter. They haven't been able to defend. Sometimes they play such a dour defensive role that they might not have hit the scoreboard, but the other team hasn't either. They've conceded 8 scoring shots, and at the moment, Port are just doing this so easily. No matter what method they move the ball, they're finding uncontested marks. They're finding them at the top of 50, but then they're also finding them close to goal and inside 50. So this is a real concern, what we're seeing so far for St Kilda.
Tell you what, if anyone from Specsavers is listening, might get him on board this year as a Barry Dennis sponsor.
Come on.
Get a couple of free specs for you, Buzz.
Right. I got that one right. I just hesitated.
Yes.
I'm deep in the forward pocket here, Ash. It's tough.
There's a TV right here, mate.
Shut up.
There's Boak from the centre clearance for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Got to Sweet, who tumbles over the big man. And now the Saints propel it out of the stoppage. Pumped on the kick. A high one inside 50. Caminiti there. Brought it to ground. That's where it wants to be. Where's Higgins lurking? Windhager flicks it out to Wood, who snaps on the left. And you can hear the groans from the crowd as he hits the post on the left-hand side. First score for the Saints. They're one behind. Port Adelaide 5-3-33. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Choice Hotels around the ground, Ash.
Choice Hotels, Baz. We've got a couple of games tonight. West Coast v North Melbourne, Freo versus Melbourne. But recapping from yesterday, the Blues defeated the Giants by 58 points and the Swans by 21 over the Suns.
All right, long ball from Richards from the wing is good for Port Adelaide. That's a quick transition, and Rioli's marked in the left forward pocket now. And he's only about 35 out, so they're getting opened up a bit, the Saints, aren't they?
Yeah, they certainly are. Richards again had that forward entry, just got it on the boot. They got it at the back of the contest, and there was no one but Rioli and his opponent inside the forward 50. Got it on the boot. Rioli was able to run back it and take the chest mark. Uncontested again. Another uncontested mark inside their forward 50.
Exciting and dangerous player is Willie Rioli, as he sets for a big 2025 himself. Drop punt looks good off the boot, bubbles back nicely and slots it home. Port Adelaide with their 6th goal, 6-3-39. St Kilda one behind. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. A couple of minutes left, Kate, in the first term.
Yeah, well, that's Port Adelaide's 7th mark 7th mark inside forward 50 in this term alone. What's the AFL average from last year, Ash?
Yeah, 12 for an entire game.
Yeah, that's not good enough, is it? Just defensively, it's too easy, and that was generated from a kick-in as well. You thought they went inside 50, Jono, they might have been able to get some time there, just force them long down the line, get a contest. Coast to coast, another goal, Port Adelaide.
Red Z Landing stats, man.
If we look at the midfield zone, so Port Adelaide, more than twice as many contested ball, 19-8. And the uncontested marks are 17-6, also Port Adelaide's way.
And just quickly, Jeremy Finlayson, he's been swung into defence. What are his numbers looking like?
9 disposals, 4 score involvements.
Here we go. Started well. We're back in the middle here for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M Rocks footy. 2 minutes left in this first term. As Boyd slaps it down to McRae. He just jams it forward, but playing in the front spot, Bergman. Solid mark against Windhager. He looks for the switch now. Why not? He's got that man Finlayson. Oodles of space, gets closed down by Butler, so opts to go back on the 45 to Aaliyah, who's going to switch it back to the outer side to Jace Burgoyne. They've obviously been given news about the clock because they're happy just to play possession footy here. Evans back to Rosie, right on D50. He nurses one. Berry through his fingers. Here's an opportunity. Windhager coughs it up though. Back to Rosie, sells some candy, shrugs out of the tackle from Higgins. Then handballs back to Bergman, who pokes a kick from a standing start. And he's got Richards at right half back.
That's disappointing by St Kilda. They got the turnover, they went forward, they tried to thread the needle and weren't able to do it. They kicked it straight back to Port Adelaide.
Cross half back, more chip kicks. Ends up with Finlayson on the wing here, broadcast side. And a short kick to Lukosius, who's ridden into the ground in a tackle. Sort of shoves the footy from underneath him. Mead goes hard at it. Porter doing all the attacking here. Pass Pepper back to Lukosius, got tackled nicely. And the free kick will go to the Saints. And the tackler on that occasion was Butler, and a 50-metre penalty, Jono.
Yeah, and just talking about the uncontested marks, 40 to Port Adelaide and only 9 to St Kilda. So St Kilda have got to try and hold on to the ball, especially in this second term when they go with the win. But outstanding there. Great tackle there by Butler.
So Butler's gone short of the pocket and missed the target and kicked it straight to Finlayson in the right back pocket.
Outside.
And he'll bring it back towards the Port Adelaide end.
And towards our man Robbo for Bob James Teamarts.
Yeah, Port Adelaide.
Oh, we lost you a bit there, Robbo. We'll come back to you in a second as Burns
seen under medic
mops up.
You're right.
And Sophie's okay down there.
I think he was just getting heckled, so they had to drop the mic because, you know what they say to Robbo at St Kilda, he's just in such high esteem here.
Have we got you, Robbo?
Have you got me?
Yeah, got you.
We got you now. Just turn the button on up there. That's all you have to do.
Come on, Jace. Come on, Jason.
I reckon Ross will have a little say at quarter time.
Hope so.
And speaking of quarter time, Robbo, the siren has sounded, so we'll get back to you after the quarter time break. It's been all Port Adelaide here, and at quarter time they're leading 6-3, 39. St Kilda just the one behind. 2 goals for Willie Rioli, Vern Jones, Sweet, Georgiades and Richards all one apiece. You got Kate McCarthy up here with the mighty Christian Johnson. That's Julia and Barry Denner, Tim Solly and Mickey Roberts. We'll get back to you after the quarter time break, Mickey. It's Port Adelaide by 38 points here at quarter time. And RSCA for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy.
Now you can stream the footy wherever you go. Download the Listener app and select Triple M.
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's.
Triple M Rocks Footy.
Melbourne, weekdays from 6. It's
Mick in the morning.
Mick in the Morning with Roo, Titus and Rosie.
People, you think chocolate milkshake straight off the bat. Not me.
No, not you.
Vanilla.
Yeah.
A vanilla milkshake. It's got everything I want, nothing I don't need.
A little bit of malt?
If I'm feeling frisky.
Oh, look out, he's put the malt in.
Start your day with Mick in the Morning. Weekdays from 6 on Melbourne's Triple M.
Back from a holiday road trip? Get your car checked at Rapid Tune. We'll keep you moving.
Hi, Rodney Jane here. Pocket even more savings at Bob Jane T-Marts. We've got Bridgestone free, Yokohama free, Kumho free. How? Simply buy 3 and the 4th tyres free. Get up to $150 instant cashback on selected Pirelli and Bridgestone tyres. Plus receive an e-gift card up to $150 when you buy 4 selected BF Goodrich tyres. Give us a call or shop online today. At Bob Jane T-Marts, we'll look after you.
T's and C's apply.
50 grams of golden brown deliciousness. 7 epic toppings to put you to the test. Are you ready for Parmageddon at the Skinny Dog Hotel? Yep, your Q Local is turning it on with Parmageddon Thursdays. A 450-gram Parma with 7 toppings to choose from, plus a pot of beer, wine or soft drink, all for just $25. Get ready for Parmageddon. This Thursday and every Thursday at the Skinny Dog Hotel. Your Q Local since 1853.
Toolkit Depot's auto sale drives big savings across our auto range. We've cranked up the deals on auto brands like Kinchrome, Sidchrome, Barco, Gear Wrench and many more. Shop auto deals in store or online at Toolkit Depot. Hurry while stocks last.
Kmart's the home of low prices. We work hard every day to bring you the lowest possible prices on items you need and love. Like women's basic white tees from $2.50, Hot Wheels cars from just $2, and basic white dinnerware from $1 a piece. Yes, just $1. In fact, we're bursting with low prices store-wide. So for incredible value, you can always rely on Kmart. Shop in-store, online and via the app. Kmart. Low prices for life.
At Slater & Gordon, we know how much an injury can cost you. Your job, your hobbies, time with your family. That's why our expert lawyers do everything in their power to get you the compensation you deserve. And if we don't win, you won't pay for the work we do, thanks to our no-win, no-fee policy. If you're ever injured, contact Slater & Gordon and we'll take it from here. No-win, no-fee conditions apply. See site for details.
Hey there, Pop Superstar Chef. You can get almost anything on Uber Eats, like hardware.
Do I look like I DIY?
Okay. Also, groceries?
I have people for that.
Drinks?
Well, I do like a spritz.
Whew. Uber Eats. Get almost anything.
Giving up smoking can be a real challenge. Those nicotine cravings can hit at any time, and sometimes they're pretty hard to resist. The thing is, your willpower is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. But sometimes you need a little extra help to keep them at bay. Nicorette Quick Mist relieves nicotine cravings fast. And Nicorette Quick Mist Smart Track comes with a tracking app, so you can track your progress. Help give more power to your willpower with Nicorette. Always read the label and follow the directions for use. Stop smoking aid.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's.
Triple M rocks footy.
Quarter time, RSEA Park and St Kilda, they haven't fired a shot. They're just the one behind. Port Adelaide, 6 goals, 39, and they lead by 38 points here at the first break. Let's get down to our man down boundary side, and we've been told upstairs here that maybe the titanium hip's just affecting the signal up here. So, but Mickey Roberts, 4 days out of hospital, you're down there. What's happening boundary side for Bob Jones Seamarts?
Fans are flat. As simple as that. The fans are flat, and Ross was relentless at quarter time. You know, they break up into groups. They just copped it. The single group and the entire huddle time was taken up by Ross, pointing out a few things. Port Adelaide, just constant movement with the ball. They played on at every cost. They kicked to the fat side. They had great leaders in the forward line, kick to hands. They'll work it a bit different up into the win, but St Kilda got to show something now. If they're going to be treated as a serious side, seriously, they've got to show something in this second term.
Bit of passion coming out in that voice of Robbo. Chris Johnson, Kate McCarthy upstairs here. What have the Saints got to do in this second term to turn it around?
Well, first of all, they need to set up a lot better defensively, but their ball movement needs to improve. They haven't been able to find any of the uncontested possessions that Port Adelaide have been able to. The other thing is, will their style, Port Adelaide, change a lot now that they don't have the breeze? I know maybe they were moving the ball quickly to take advantage of the wind that they had at their back, but if I was them, I'd keep up moving it as quick as I could against this very poor defensive side from St Kilda.
And two-man, some of the Triple M Reds leading stats from that first quarter.
Port Adelaide plus 61 in disposal. Saints pressure at 145, Timmy, and Finlayson, number 1 ranked player with a dozen disposals.
Here's the People's Caller, Barry Dennett. Take it away, Baz.
For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy. We start the second term here at beautiful RSEA Park as Horn Francis immediately first to get hands to the footy ground level for Port Adelaide. Hand pass Richards, hand pass Soldo, kick inside forward 50. Perfect setup, the kick just to the feet of Georgiades. He couldn't quite claim it. Allows the Saints in numbers to try and clean up. Little hand pass will come out to Brad Hill. He picks up the bouncing footy and he kicks a long ball to the outer side wing. Big leap from Finlayson up the back of the pack to slap it down to ground level. And Wines was strong in the contest, won it. Little hand pass to Farrell. They can go forward again. Hand pass to Burn Jones. Look at them go. They're running in numbers. Hand pass to Powell Pepper. Hand pass back to his teammate in Berry. Berry's kick across the face of goal and misses everything and out of bounds on the full, but they look dangerous already.
They certainly do, and I think what my eyes are telling me, in the first quarter, Port Adelaide were all on the same page. They were running together, they were running in numbers, they were being predictable to each other. When St Kilda gets the ball, they're just not predictable to each other. They're not actually on the same page. They're just doing whatever they basically want and not really hitting targets and not winning the ball at ground level.
Wilkie sends it to the outer wing, and then Sharman tried to duck through the tackle, was knocked out of his mitts by Powell Pepper, out of bounds on the outer side.
Yeah, even that play just then, Jono, Wilkie, there was no one on the mark, so with every right played on, but he had no one going anywhere, had to direct traffic almost to get the players to do something ahead of the ball for him.
Ball tossed back in, true centre wing far side, Soldo caught out the back, trying to slap it forward, Steele, Hill got it to Ryan Burns. It tumbled its way past Hall. Jack McRae got it up to that man Hall, who had one arm pinned in the tackle. Was extracted there by Sharman, who got it out the back door to Steele, who snaps high inside 50. Owens might have been interfered with in the marking contest, according to the Saints fans, but no, Bergman wants to attack corridor and finds Wines.
The players running already. Jones, one of those, takes it for Port Adelaide. Hand pass to the dangerous Horn Francis, who's combined well with Richards so far, but Richards' hand pass was errant, straight into the arms of O'Connell. The Saints can repel here to the broadcast wing. Bouncing footy, who gets there first? It's Mead.
Well done.
He dummies around Wood beautifully on the boundary line, had no room to move. Hand pass Burn-Jones, hand pass Horn Francis, back to Mead, runs into a tackler, loses the ball on the deck. Port in numbers, spill out the back to Wilkie, umpire's whistle goes, St Kilda free, an advantage paid.
Wood tries to step around Boak, does so with a bit of ease. Got inside to Steele, who hammers it long. He was dumped after the kick. Can be a free kick. Good umpiring there by Lenny T. Good to see her back out there after a year off with maternity leave. Back in the umpiring jersey as the Saints go inside 50. Ball off hands of Owens. Sharman picks up from tight in the pocket. He centres the ball, top of the square. Wilson couldn't stick the mark, and it's off hands through for a minor score. St Kilda 2 behind, Port Adelaide 6-3-39, Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
And Kate, the other thing that's quite noticeable too is when Port Adelaide get the ball, they're just running hard. They're running hard to receive the handball or receive the kick, and they're actually blocking and working for each other, where St Kilda aren't.
Yeah, and they're spread from the midfield, so they know if they work to that next contest, they're going to be used. Uncontested possessions in the midfield. Port Adelaide 58, St Kilda 26.
Boak involved on the outer side wing. Porter running again. Hand pass to Rosie. Goes out wide with a hand pass to Berry. Picks up the bouncing ball. Another hand pass to Burn-Jones. Delivers into the pop of the Powell Pepper. Ash. And he takes it and kicks towards full forward. And there's Horn Francis on his own, Jono. He's 15 metres in the clear.
Well, they just basically moved the ball from full back all the way up to the forward 50 without a St Kilda player touching the ball or even get near the ball. Again, they were able to pinpoint the ball by foot. They were able to then get it, run and carry, dispose of it by hand and hit targets into the win. Outstanding work by Port Adelaide here.
Where'd you have Port, Kate? After this kick, let us know. We had them at the start. Well, where do you think they're going to end up in 2025 as Horn Francis?
Not sure you want to know that, Barry.
Well, I do. And the kick, he's hooked it. It's probably a bad time to ask, but he put it out in the full, I think. But where'd you have it?
To be fair, I had them sliding. I didn't think they'd make the 8 this year. And to sort of defend my point, I don't really think this performance from St Kilda is actually giving us much of a barometer on Port. I love the way they're moving the ball, but what St Kilda are giving them at the moment is anything that they want, really. They're not defending the short kick, they're not defending the handball, and they're not defending the long kick either. So Port, yes, they're cutting through them, but St Kilda, pretty poor from them.
Yep.
Long ball inside 50, out of position, Sharman. Ball off hands, swooping on it, Caminiti. His handball's cut off by Georgiades in defence. Now Wines steps through the gate. Loopy handball out wide. Evans got it back to Georgiades. And now they work their way down the wing. Mead got it to Jones. A look away handball, missed the target on the turnover. Here we go. Garcia bites off the ball into the middle. Hasty looks up inside 50. That's an ordinary kick. It's almost coughed up. Bergman taken down. Oh, I'm not sure that was high, but he's given away the free, and Bergman will send it outside 50.
That was poor from Hasty. Had Jack Steele running past for a handball received. No one was on ahead of the ball. Needed to give that so that Steele could either drive the ball deep and have a shot, or make a defender make a decision. And you get sort of into that mindset when you're so far behind on the scoreboard, nothing's going right, you want to get it in quickly, but that wasn't the correct option from the youngster then.
Port structuring up well in defence. Again, Bergman involved. A little short one to Farrell. He doesn't want to give it up, so he kicks across half-back. Good 35, 40 metres to Finlayson, who's on his own, has time after dropping it or didn't quite get a hand to it to go back and pick it up. Little short kick to Rosey. Another one to Richards. Look at him. Just lining up, finding possession, finding space. Little kick to Drew. Now he goes further on 25 metres to Lukosius, who's slipped in nicely into this team. Little short ball to Rioli, landed his toes. Again, had time to pick it up. Didn't find the target this time, just inside forward 50. Powell Pepper caught behind, tries to dive on top of the footy. Players from both sides on it now, and there'll be another ball up.
I think, Kate, what St Kilda do when they get the ball, they just need to hold the ball for at least 3 or 4 minutes and actually not worry about. I think what they're trying to do is go forward, go forward, go forward. Maintain your possession by foot or by hand to be able to build yourselves into this game.
Sharon up and down. McRae out of the stoppage, comes out to this broadcast wing. Come off the hands of Sin. It's mopped up here by Evans, who handballed to himself, and then it trickles out of bounds. Two-man, Triple M Red Z Lenders.
Port Adelaide have already racked up 52 uncontested marks. We're only 7 minutes in the second quarter. Saints at 16. The AFL average for an entire game is 80.
Yeah, and the thing that you said pre-game, their defence, two-man, they were number one ranked for defence in the competition last year, and there was a lot said about their attack and whether they could score enough points. At the moment, it's their defence that isn't allowing them to attack because they're just chewing through them. It looks like half the team is setting up a zone and half the team is going man on man, which means that there's just gaps everywhere out there for uncontested possessions for Port Adelaide.
So true centre wing on this broadcast side. One of our man Mickey Roberts down there catching some rays. Ball down, Rosey. Past the seas, handball back, boundary side, sits up nicely for Burgoyne, got it to Wines, who spears a low flat one, not to advantage. Wilkie the accountant, got it out the back door. Cordy, the ex-dog, goes long, deep down the line. Boyd the target, but it'll beat him out of bounds. True centre wing.
And on the flip side of that, Port Adelaide's pressure's been pretty good as well, because every time St Kilda get the ball, they're either under pressure or it's that perceived under pressure as well. So Port Adelaide doing well in that department as well, not only just with the ball, but when they haven't got the ball.
Port are 37 points up, 2 points to St Kilda, 6-3-39 Port Adelaide. And we're midway through this second quarter in perfect conditions for footy.
Yeah, and Port Adelaide, they're +3 in tackles, Jono, but they're +78 in disposals as well.
Yeah.
St Kilda's pressure rating at 148.
Triple M Red Z lending stats with the great Ashley Chua this afternoon. We had Roses won when they saw him walk through the gate. Legend of our great game. A hand pass. Rosey on the wing. There's one way, then the other. He's been clever today, showing his skills, and he's got plenty of those. As he bounces a kick towards half forward, allowed his forwards to have a chance. Georgiadis was in the van. Little hand pass comes out wide of the pack. Richards underneath it. He's tackled, had a hand pass straight up in the air. Quick kick out of the pack for the Saints on that occasion through Boxhall, and he kicks back to the wing. Jones grabs it for Port Adelaide. He's got a bit of space. Goes long to Georgiadis, running with the fly of the footy. Wilkie came the other way. Good clash, both players okay. As Georgiadis gets the applause of his teammates for an enormously courageous act that can end sometimes not too well. But he's okay on that occasion.
Beautiful afternoon here at Moorabbin. Port Adelaide leading by 37. Ball tap to the front, Powell Pepper lurking, got out the back, Berry, got it to Rioli, slippery handball to Richards, who got it out the back to Sin, who lowers the eyes, spits the kick to Boak. He wants to go inside 50 and he's turned it over. Luckily for the Saints, into the hands of Wanganeen Miller. Immediately gets on his bike, sends it out to his best mate in Hill, who couldn't quite get there. Farrell stood up in the tackle, but got rid of it illegally. So free kick Saints on the outer side to go to Jack McRae. What are his numbers, too, man? Jackson McRae?
11 touches.
Kick across the centre of the ground, and it's good. And the mark's taken by Boyd. Big Boyd, he goes short. A little shove in the back. Was it a little bit? It might have been, and it's a 50-metre penalty for Boxhall. and he'll go back and be brought right up close to goal, and that's only about 10 metres out, you reckon, with a 50.
Should almost be a double 50 for what Navan Soldo just did. Just went straight across and got in the way of him. If he was running at any sort of pace, it would have been a double 50 because you're not allowed to get into that zone when a player's not been given the mark yet. But either way, he should score.
So Hugh Boxall lines
Now,
up.
watch this one closely, Barry.
Yes, I will. It's directly in front, 20 out.
Hey, mate, watch the TV.
Here we go. He slots it home beautifully. He gets his first, and I'm back, Kate. I am back. 128 St Kilda, 6-3-39 of Port Adelaide. And we've still got 12 minutes left to play in this second term of the Triple M Beacon Trade Scoreboard.
You're not only back, you're back in a big way.
Thank you.
I can feel it.
Thank you.
Al, do you want to come?
It's going to be a big year for our man Baz, I reckon.
Just watching on the room replay here, it was. I don't think that was 50, Kate, to be honest. Look, it's Aaliyah got there, and then the St Kilda player has just Boxall has just dived and given the Academy Award for that one.
Probably wouldn't have knocked the top off a rice pudding, that one. But Boxall's gone down like a ton of bricks.
Yep. You get into the rice puddings, K-Mac?
Oh, I do, yeah. I'm on wedge shred, so anything low-cal at the moment I'm into.
Low-cal are they, the old rice puddings?
No idea.
Oh,
no idea.
Good chat, that one. We're back in the middle for McDonald's and Room Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy.
It went nowhere.
Tell you what, all I do want is a Macca's throwdown, but that's not allowing me.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nah.
I tell you.
So, when you said low-cal, Baz's eyes just lit up. I'm on here.
Now, if rice pudding's on the low-cal, I'll have a look at it.
As Vaughan Francis from the clearance, Evans peeling out the side. A right football forward was a bit too heavy there for Pau Pepper. And then O'Connell, the Irishman, takes the ball and has a tumble out of bounds.
Oh, that's another
be a
soft free kick.
Push the back.
Little free kick there.
Yep.
You liking these ones, Jono?
Bit of a dive as well. Sucking the umpires in here.
Oh, to be fair to the umpires, that was right in front of the social club, Jono.
Yeah.
Got to pay those ones, Jono. Swangany Miller spits a little one into the middle. Owens, haven't called his name much. He handballs it straight to Willie Rioli, who gave it to Sweet. Handballs to Horn Francis. Now Rosie, a little delicate one. He found Boak, who jags the kick back into the corridor. That's experience and class, and he hits up Lukosius. 30 out directly in front.
And again, it comes down to maintaining possession. Coming through the middle of the ground, they turned it over St Kilda, and Port Adelaide, they just went away. They had all the numbers out. Outstanding there. They were able to do 3 or 4 uncontested possessions without any pressure for St Kilda. But the kick from Boak was just outstanding to Lukosius. He's a great shot at goal.
The lead from Lukosius as well. Different angle to all the other Port Adelaide players. That's what drew the attention.
23 goals, 18 last year for the Suns. This one should be like shelling peas, and the goal umpire doesn't move. Lukosius gets his first for the afternoon. That's the first goal of this second term, and Port Adelaide 7-3-45. St Kilda 1-8. Triple M Beacon Trade Scoreboard.
Very contrasting styles of skill that we've seen on display from both teams. That then, some beautiful touch kicks in that passage leading up to the goal. Really topped off by that kick back inside from Boak, but Wanganeen Miller, he'd been able to change angles to actually break a line, which we haven't seen much of from St Kilda, and then the kick, there was no one anywhere near it. It was such a poor execution of that kick back through the middle, which just then left them open for the turnover goal.
And Port Adelaide's transition is fantastic. From the turnover, they just go.
Bob Jane T-Marts, the voice of Triple M footy, Miggy Roberts.
Yeah, ex-Pie Joe Richards. Hands of trainers, had his right ankle strapped, but high in the ankle, so sort of about 3/4 of the way up the calf. So a little trouble there for Richards.
He started well too, hasn't he? For Bob Jane, for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy is the kick. Inside forward 50 for St Kilda, get it out of the centre. Bottom of the pack, Sin for Port Adelaide. Couldn't find a target by hand. Garcia grabbed it, his kick was smothered. Spills back, another go, goes towards full forward. Butler dives, didn't complete the mark. Camerini came out. Nice tackle on him. Higgins attacked the foot. He got it to Wood by hand, but he never had control of it. Owens goes in, lays the tackle. Bergman at the bottom of the pack for Port. Little hand pass out backwards to Burn Jones. He slams it on the right boot, gains about 45 metres. It bounces out of bounds on the wing, Ash.
So Port Adelaide, their kicking efficiency from their D50, they're going at 100%, but Saints pressure inside their forward 50. The AFL average is 167. They're at 114, which is terribly low.
Terribly low. Ross will have to give the boys a rev up at half time.
Another one.
Horn Francis, Boxall. One arm pinned in that tackle by Sweet. Sly comes in to separate
It's
them.
not really a Ross like St Kilda, is it? Like this defensive.
It's not dour defence.
Yeah.
It's ill-disciplined.
Yep.
It's everything you probably aren't expecting to see, and whether or not that's an indication of trying something different in this game that clearly hasn't worked, or they haven't really got their structure set up in the off-season.
Horn Francis gets the free kick on this broadcast wing, and then running too close was Dan Butler and gives away a 50-metre.
And just quickly, Two-Man, what are we up to for marks inside 50?
So Port 10 marks inside their forward 50. As we said, the league average is 12, but 9 out of the 10 have been uncontested. Saints just the one.
Tell you what, she's a big 50. It's taking him 40 metres from home on a 30-degree angle. Good look at this from the box. What are his numbers so far, Stu?
14 disposals, 3 clearances.
So he's been on the protein shakes in the off-season. He's sizably bigger here, Horn Francis.
I reckon he'll pass this off.
On the right of the dial, he does just that, Jono. Just lobs it up for Georgiades. Couldn't stick it. Ball off hands, out wide. Richards is lurking, so too Mead, and then he got carried out of bounds. The tackle laid by Stocker.
Interesting you say that, Jono. I feel like on the run, he's so much better of a kick than he is as a set shot, because he gets so much more momentum through it. So you feel like when he is having those shots from the top of 50, he could easily make the distance on the run, but likes to pass them off closer to.
Sweet in the ruck on that occasion with Owens, and tapped it down sideways. As Port Adelaide with Drew, just hand pass over the top of the pack. It ends up with Boak. He runs into Brad Hill, dispossessed him. Hand pass will come back to Hill in the back pocket. Try to hand pass to Owens. Just went slightly past him. Had a teammate there in hasty to clean up, and he kicks across the defensive line, and St Kilda are out of trouble at halfback.
Higgins, long and deep, into the path there of Wilson. Couldn't reel it in. Ball to win at ground level. Tries to sink the boot in. Wilson couldn't quite. Sharman, handball advantage. Boxall, right football. Here's an opportunity for the Saints. 25 out on a 45.
Well, they got the ball and they went. They had the space behind them. What Port Adelaide did in the first quarter, St Kilda were able to do then. They had their forwards out. Caminiti was out the back as well, and they just put it to advantage there, and just a lovely mark by him. He's got to go back and slot this, because they are falling a fair way behind at the moment, St Kilda.
So no King, no Marshall. They need this man to step up and attack. He's on the runway. He sizes up the big sticks, and he's pushed it across the face of goal and just sneaks it through to the left-hand side for a minor score. 1-3-9 the Saints. Port Adelaide 7-3-45. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
So Farrell at fullback will run out of the square shortly. Just waits. The umpire blows the whistle. Got to go now. No one comes to him. So he's allowed to just wait for the option to present. On that occasion, it was from Evans. So deep inside, defensive 50 still. Spins the foot in his hand for Port Adelaide in the back pocket.
So Saints should be able to lock this in now. They've got to be able to lock this in. They've got to go up, man up everybody, get within an arm's reach of everybody, and don't let them run and overlap.
Or at least force it long to a contest and do something from there.
Well, Farrell just ran around Higgins on the mark.
Sloppy.
Delivered it in the centre to Lukosius, who marks and kicks forward. It's a low drop punt. Willie Riola's in the van here. He dropped the mark, gets back up, spins way one there, then the other goes on the outstep of his boot and fires it. Oh, look at Willie. He's got 3. What a ripping goal. An absolute beauty, and Port Adelaide are just absolutely toweling up the Saints here at the moment. 8-3-51, St Kilda 1-3-9. That's all on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
That passage of play looked like a training drill. It looked like when you're trying to work out how you want to move the ball, and you have
shadowing drills.
Yeah, and you have 3 less in bibs than on the normal side, and there's everyone open, and you pat yourself on the back and say, how good's our ball movement? Well, that's not the case. This is a week before round 1. And that is poor. And the fact that Willie Rioli has brought the ball to ground, he's crumbed his own footy, and he's had the time to pick it up and have a shot at goal with no St Kilda player laying a hand on him.
On the outside of his boot as well.
So poor.
You can look at Port Adelaide's ball movement from their D50. They're going at 60%. The AFL average is 22, and that's their 4th goal that they've generated also from their defensive 50.
And I reckon Ross will go back to the vision there at centre-half back. Higgins standing the mark, and Farrell just wheeled around him with ease. Went straight down the middle. And Power got another. We're back in the middle for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M Rocks footy. Sweet wins the tap against Boyd. Horn Francis getting busy again.
And on the other hand, sorry, Timmy, on the other hand, Port Adelaide's just been great. They've been making great decisions with ball in hand, by hand and by foot. They've been able to hit targets. They've been able to release players to run on the outside, as we're going to see right here now.
Oh, sweet, out of the ruck. That was as easy as you like. He just grabbed it, wheeled away, put it into the path of Mead, who was being held illegally by Hill. It's a free kick to the power on the broadcast wing.
Move it on.
Again, in that ruck contest, just no body on body for Sweet, and he just danced away with ease as Aaliyah has it now right on defensive 50. They want the switch on. That's a messy ball for Aaliyah. It's cut off by Owens. He just wobbles one out into the path of Higgins. It's tumbling end on end on end and out of bounds in the left forward pocket for St Kilda. It's the Power by 42 points on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Not sure why he played on. He did mark that ball, didn't he?
He did. And
it wasn't touched, was it?
No, there were 3 out goal side, so he could have just waited and let them tick back up and hit them, but I think adrenaline rush got in the way because they'd finally got the turnover they'd been looking for.
Bottom of the pack, boundary throw in, back pocket. It was Mead who worked it out with a kick out here to the wing. But the Saints are back in numbers. Minhager, long kick back inside. Big leap, no mark. Caminiti was in front of the pack, went right through his hands. Higgins behind was immediately tackled, had the hand pass under pressure. That went to Wines. Hand pass to Powell. Pepper, who got it back by hand to Sin. And Sin's kick back to the wing. And Wilkie will mark for the Saints. There's a whistle gone. Free kick for Horn Francis. Marking contest.
Push out, so he pushed him really early, but straight into the back to clear him from that contest.
Move it on.
Horn Francis.
Play on.
Right half back.
Play on.
And he gets called to move it on. That's a sloppy pre-season kick wide and misses Power Pepper out of bounds in front of the interchange gates. So a sloppy couple of minutes here from both sides. Port Adelaide leading by 42 points here at RSEA. As the boundary umpire tosses a high one back in. Boyd at the front, through his hands. Here's Horn Francis again. No, it's Miles Bergman this time. The umpire says it's holding the ball. In fact, it was Joe Richards. Get it third time lucky. Hasty with the free kick. He loads up on the right slipper. Long, direct, top of the square. Through the hands of Aaliyah and out of bounds next to the left behind post. 22 and a half goal on second term. St Kilda 139. Port Adelaide 8-3-51. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
And it's no fault of Owens or Caminiti as well. They need to actually, give the ball to them in the right passage or in the right advantage to them, because at the moment they're just bombing it long.
Here, yours.
Boundary throw in, Saints in the forward pocket from the boundary throw, and a hand pass comes out to Brad Hill, ducks one way then the other, kick back to full forward, no mark taken. Underneath it, Burgoyne got a hand pass out wide of the pack. Finlayson picks up his hand pass, partially smothered. Saints still in the van here. Garcia trying to work his way out. Hand pass to Butler, kicks across his body. Rush ball, got the fat side of the footy, and just snuck in for the point. To the right of the goals. 1-4-10 St Kilda, 8-3-51 Port Adelaide. Bob Jane T-Marts, Mickey.
Yeah, 4 St Kilda players haven't grassed yet, haven't been on the grass, and Port Adelaide have got 3, so there'll be some new faces in the second half, that's for sure.
The great Mickey Roberts down there for Bob Jane T-Marts.
Yes, the voice of Triple M footy.
100%.
You know he's here, you know it's Triple M.
That's it.
So the kick out of bounds. An opportunity here for the Saints on the outer side.
Another long high entry here.
Wilson does just that. K-Mac, top of the square. Aaliyah there, brought it to the front. Sweet. Got it to Burgoyne, and now Wines. He's looking to that outer side, and this is lace out. Georgiades has it at left half back.
He does. Had a good game thus far.
Uncontested possession differential at the moment, two-man.
Is for Red Z Lending Stats, it is +74.
Kick back to Farrell, he's under the pump. And nice tackle laid on him. Going to be rewarded?
He's gone.
It is rewarded. St Kilda right forward pocket. Free kick will be taken by McRae, the former Bulldog who laid the tackle. Nice one-on-one.
Saw the big man Sweet finish really nicely from this pocket. It feels a little bit swirly as well. So, as I said, this is a difficult spot to score from, but needs to kick this is an understatement when you've kicked 1 goal for.
Yes. Hardest spot to call from too. I noticed I got the tough one against him. So McRae.
There's a monitor just here, Baz, if you want.
40 out. He's put this across the face. I can see that. It missed everything. And out of bounds on the full. Out of bounds on the full. 1-4-10 St Kilda. 8-3-51 at Port Adelaide. Port lead by 41 points on the Triple M Beacon Trade score. Thank you, Ash.
Very pleasant.
The Saints, turnover, Butler, top of the square, Aaliyah knocked out of the hands as he launched. He might be hurt here, Aaliyah. He's rolling around on the turf. Wanganeen Miller, tackled Jones, he's collected high, says the umpire. And he'll go back and have a set shot here from 30 out on a 45.
Yeah, Aaliyah came down really hard on his hip. His own teammate came in and just, I think it was Finlayson, who just took his feet from underneath and landed straight on his hip there. He's going to be sore for about 2 weeks.
Well, it's not a free kick after all. Alini's going to toss this one up. So Sweet Ops boundary side with the tap. Winds. Exit Steve 50. Tumbling ball. Pau Pepper. Couldn't gather. On hands and knees here. Burns. Pau Pepper wraps him up. Ball spills out of bounds. Umpire says toss it in.
Tim, was that a free kick? I thought it was a free kick as well that was blown. Did they use the DRS and overturn it or
Well, they signalled too high.
Yeah, right.
Must have been overruled by another umpire.
We're talking about hips. If Aaliyah's going to be out for 2 weeks for just a fall, maybe we should talk to Robbo and get his rehabilitation program.
Yes,
4 days after replacement, he's here.
May as well just get it replaced.
Yeah, and wanted to play today. So Woods got it. 65 out from goal for the Saints. Kicks the full forward. Higgins dropped back. Got in front of Finlayson. He went to ground. The umpire said that's okay. Close to the boundary line. Jones hard at the footy out of bounds. Robbo, please. Bob J. Team.
Yeah, doctor out to Aaliyah. So he's still ginger, I tell you, on that right side. Came down heavily. He's going to stay out till half time. So, but pretty proppy with that hip.
Got any advice, Robbo, for him?
Yeah, 4 days in hospital and then
back in it.
Yeah, back into it.
All right.
You got the chauffeur's number you can hand to him as well, Robbo. As we go down the middle here, Wilkie chops it off, gets to Windhager right next to the centre circle. He fans it wide for Wilson. Lowers the eyes, tries to spot up Maxie Hall. He's tucked in on the boundary, 60 from home. Sends it back to the corridor. Owens crashes the pack and he's hurt his shoulder in the process. He's immediately grabbed the shoulder here, Mitch Owens. And it'll be a free kick to Bergman. As Alini tells him to move it on, he spits it wide. He's got Evans right back pocket, but Robbo, all eyes here on Mitch Owens.
Little short ball for Port Adelaide in the back pocket. Owens still sucking a few breaths back there. No trainers have gone to him yet. Farrell goes short to Bergman.
Yeah, I think he's hoping it's Stinger, but it's not looking great. It doesn't seem to be improving.
He's in a lot of pain. The trainer's finally got to him now. Georgiadis is on the wing here and he's rolled out of bounds with a footy. Robbo, he's still out there. He doesn't look too comfortable.
Yeah, he's got a doctor.
He's coming off by the looks of it.
Yeah.
It's a left shoulder. It's a lot of pain, so they're going to have a good look at this. Hopefully it's just
the
a
X,
stinger.
Robbo, what does that mean?
Hey?
They're doing the X.
Get him off the ground.
Yeah, right.
Simple as that. So he is off. They'll have a look at it. Whether it's an AC or just a stinger, we'll hold our breath.
The other thing that's real noticeable to me, guys, is the desperation of the Port Adelaide defence when the ball's in there. Jeez, that was late. That was very late.
The umpire saw that and called play on from it as well.
He's decked after the kick.
It was Horn Francis.
The power anyway. On the last line, Lukosius. Loopy handball wide, Burgoyne set him up for moments. Now goes back to Lukosius, who spears it. He's got three to choose from.
Feels like they've definitely had a bit more ball inside their forward half this term, though.
Boak had it slapped out by Caminiti, but Jones, who's at the front centre, and now he's sent that way wide. He's put that out into the social club. About 20 rows back, Robbo, Bob Jane T-Mars.
Yeah, only a metre from me. Owen into the rooms now. Didn't look as though it popped up. There's no suspicious little lump with the AC, but still holding that wing. Dr. Physio with him, having a good look at that. Left shoulder.
So Jack Steele, young man with a terrific name, kicks it towards half forward for St Kilda. Caminiti at the back of the pack. The ball won't reach him though. Quick kick out. Might have been Lukosius out in the fall again. And it was. And it's just another one out here, Kate, that we'll bring back in.
So inside 50s for the term, Ash. How are they looking?
Yeah, 16-10 St Kilda's way.
Yeah. But haven't been able to take any marks inside their forward 50, or very few, and a lot that are ending up like that. Long high kicks, which are just being intercepted by Port Adelaide.
And they've had the last 9 entries just for one solitary behind as well, the Saints.
Ashley Chill with the Triple M Red Z landing stats delivered by the greatest of all time, Ash, as the ball kicked back out here to the wing and off hands it goes out of bounds. Seconds on the clock, big fella Tim Solly. 41 points up at Port Adelaide over the Saints.
22 seconds to be exact. 2 goals to 1 term to the favour of the Power after the Power kick 6-0 in that first term. And they lead here by 31 points, 41 points, sorry. As there's another tackle ensuing on this broadcast wing. Mason Wood carried down to the turf. So you'd expect a big razz up at half-time here from Ross. It has been un-St Kilda-like, particularly when Two-Man said at the start of the game they were ranked 1 in defence last year. We haven't seen that here today in this pre-season game as Cordy crashes the pack. Jones at the spill. He flicked it up. Here's a moment. Sharman got it out to Boxall, and the half-time siren is going to beat the Saints here. An interesting second term here at RSEA Park. At the major break, Port Adelaide 8-3-51. St Kilda 1-4-10. Tim Solly here calling the action with Barry Denner, Chrissy Johnson and Kate McCarthy on the Seabus Super Special comments. As always, Ashley Chua on the Triple M Red Z Lending Stats. And our man Robbo, who's 4 days out from hospital. He's down the boundary side. But Bob Jane Seamarts have assembled a massive team here to cover this one off. It is Port Adelaide by 41 points at half-time for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy.
Now you can stream the footy wherever you go. Download the Listener app and select Triple M.
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's.
Triple M rocks footy. Before Oasis hit Australia,
give the fans what they want.
They're warming up in the UK. You gotta roll with it. And Triple M is sending you over. Today is gonna be the day for another once-in-a-lifetime.
This is a big moment. Ben,
yes, mate.
You're going, mate. You are.
Yeah.
You're the guy.
Oh my God.
Bang.
Oh my God, no way. Triple M, this means so much. Oh my God.
Good times, greatest hits.
That's it. This is it.
And the best ticks to the biggest gigs in the world are right here.
Triple M.
Escape your pricey telco and win a share of AAMI's $50 million in amazing surprises. Switch to any AAMI mobile plan and enter at our website to win. You could score yourself a prize from brands such as Flight Centre, Samsung, Dyson, Smeg, TCL, the iconic Uber, Hoyts, Temple & Webster, Nintendo, Prezi, Interflora, or even a Suzuki Swift. There's over 1.6 million prizes to be won, so enter at amasim.com.au/surprises.
Amazing!
N6 of the 5th 25 excludes NBN as you go and roaming packs. T's and C's apply.
Beacon Trade's got the gear for every residential job. Lighting, electrical and Australia's biggest range of fans. With Beacon Trade on your crew, you'll never work alone. Your partner for residential jobs. Beacon Trade. Let's make light work.
You'd think the best way to buy a mattress is after seeing it in a store, right? Well, actually no. Because getting stuck with something you lay on for a few minutes is actually a huge gamble. And you're paying for huge retail markups too. That's why I love Sleeping Duck and its aerospace creators. They built a high-quality mattress with a firmness adjustment system that allows you to perfect the comfort at home while you're actually sleeping on it. It's so good, it's won a ton of awards and has been taking Australia by storm. So for peace of mind, don't get stuck. Get a Sleeping Duck.
This sound could save your life. If you're 45 to 74, you can do a free bowel screening test at home every 2 years. If you already have one, put it in the bathroom and get to it. Visit bowelcancer.org.au for more information.
Cold flow. Heating and cooling.
Summer's heating up, but you don't have to sweat it. Cold Flow has you covered with Dakin's energy-efficient reverse cycle ducted and split systems. Plus, you can earn massive rebates through the Victorian Energy Upgrades program. Stay cool, save big, and enjoy summer in total comfort. Upgrade today and beat the heat before it beats you.
You spin plates all day, and when you finally get home, you're expected to be a celebrity chef too? Try Every Plate's deliciously simple meal kits instead. Affordable, fuss-free recipes in as little as 15 minutes. Every Plate, get stuck in.
Don't know how much super is enough? Don't know when you can afford to stop working? Or don't know how to make your money last through retirement? Don't be shy about retiring. You're not alone. Millions of Australians have the same questions. Equip Super. We equip you for retirement. Find out more at equipsuper.com.au or call 1800 777 060. PDS and TMD available on our website. Consider if our products are right for you. Together Trustees Proprietary Limited, AFSL 246383.
Now down to the post-MAC press conference with Lions coach Chris Fagan.
Chris, tell us how the Happy Meal went tonight.
My grandson didn't get a Brisbane bear kick this time, so we better collect all 18.
The AFL Happy Meal is here. The season starts at Macca's. T's and C's apply.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's.
Triple M rocks footy.
Wonderful to be here at RSEA Park, and it's a big Port Adelaide lead at half-time. They've dominated the game, 8-3-51. St Kilda are 1-4-10. With Baz and Big Tim calling the action this afternoon. We've got the Chew Man, we've got the great Kate McCarthy with Chris Johnson. Jono, this is the halftime break for Specsavers Audiology. Before we go to you, let's go to Ash, because he's got some big numbers in front of him there.
Well, St Kilda leading the inside 50s, Baz, 25-22. They had the last 10 entries but could only register one behind. They've only taken 2 marks inside their attacking 50s, St Kilda, from those 25 entries, whereas Port Adelaide have taken 11. Overall, Port 104 more disposals, 44 more uncontested marks, and a concern for Ross Lyon is St Kilda's pressure rating. The AFL average is 180. They're going at 150. Port just under the AFL average at 176. Individually, Connor Rosie, he's the leading ball winner on the ground. 19 disposals. Finlayson, 18 touches, 334 metres gained. Bergman, number 1 ranked player, 17 disposals, going at 100% kicking efficiency. Horn Francis, 16 and 4 clearances. Joe Richards, his first game at Port Adelaide, 15 disposals, 5 score involvements and a goal. Willie Rioli with 3 majors, and for the Saints, their leading ball winner is Jack McRae with 14, but he's going at 29% by foot.
Brilliant, Ash, as always. Jono, put it in context. It's a Community Cup game, which is a practice game, obviously, before the season proper, but what would the concerns be from a St Kilda perspective, if any, at the moment?
I think at the moment, getting their hands on the ball and then maintaining possession, I think that's what the key is at the moment. That when they get the ball in hand, they actually just turn it over. They can only chain probably 2 to 3 the possessions in a link together. They've got to try and link it up a little bit more and maintain it and not be so rushed. Like they were so rushed, even though they were a majority in the ball in their forward half that quarter. A lot of the ball going inside their forward line was very, very rushed and turned over at various different times, and they were kicking it in there to almost a pack of Port Adelaide players. Port Adelaide players, they were rushing at St Kilda, but Port Adelaide players were getting back. Their wingers were getting back. Their midfielders were getting back, and it was just helping out Leah and Finlayson as well. They took a number of contested marks back there. So did Bergman as well. So they've got to make sure when they're kicking it high, they've got to kick it to advantage. And look, I hope St Kilda fans don't get disheartened in this. They do have the capabilities of moving the ball forward, lowering their eyes a little bit more and hitting those targets, and I think that's what they need to do. But on the other hand, Port Adelaide have been really good with ball in hand, but when they haven't got ball in hand, their pressure to actually pressure up St Kilda has been outstanding, been very impressive today.
They finished second last year, Port.
Yep.
Kenny Hinkley's last year. We know the players showed how much they loved their coach in that back end of the season last year. They played in 3 finals, only won the one, and got knocked out in the prelim by Sydney. So a lot have had them. We know Houston's a big loss, gone to the Magpies, and Dixon's retired, so that takes away one of those big structure sort of forwards that can drag an opponent. But you can't be nothing but impressed from what we've seen this afternoon.
Oh, they've been very good. I think the way that they've been able to sort of run in numbers, break away from the contest. And what I've really liked about them today has been the ability to outrun St Kilda. They are just running St Kilda off their feet. Their spread is outstanding. Their ability to actually hit the spot or hit the short 15 or 20 metres on the 45 has been unbelievable, especially from a mark. A lot of it's been kick mark, and then they get forward of the ball and then they just go. So I think at the moment the big thing for me for Port Adelaide is how the coaching structure works more than anything else. How that all works with Ken Hinkley and who's the standing coach again? Josh Carr, that's right.
Josh Carr.
Yeah, the handover guy. So that's my only thing that
I just leaving you hanging.
I still have Port Adelaide certainly sitting in the top 6 for sure at the moment. But I'm really interested to see how the coaching goes about it and how whether Carr comes in and takes over or whether Hinkley just sort of drops away.
Choice Hotels around the grounds. Ash, where are we heading tonight?
A couple of games, Baz. Both kicking off at 6:10. We've got the West Coast Eagles taking on North Melbourne.
Nice, the Kangas.
Massive game.
You'll be rushing home for that one.
I will.
Yep.
And Freo taking on the Demons.
All right, that's fantastic. With Chris Johnson here, it's interesting what you learn about people when you travel. Ash, went with Jono to Perth over to Perth and Optus Stadium. It was beautiful over there.
Yeah.
Interesting when he came into the ground that there was a line that the media was supposed to line up here.
Yes.
So the rest of us line up in the line, but when you've won 3 premierships, a couple of All-Australians, you remember the Indigenous team of the century, Jono felt he could go on a different line. That was the one that had no one in it at the other side.
It was the shorter route.
Yeah, and the lady just sent him back immediately and said, go and line up with them. You've got to be checked sometimes.
Wasn't an inkling of don't you know who I am?
Yes, there's a little bit of that. But I'm glad he's back on his feet. He's flat on his feet now.
I've noticed that.
And he's just, we got the old Jono. Not that one. Yeah, exactly. All right, it's half time. We're going to have a break. Port Adelaide are 8-3-51. St Kilda are 1-4-10. The great Chris Johnson with Kate McCarthy here this afternoon. Miggy Roberts in an enormous comeback is out here this afternoon. And for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy.
Now you can stream the footy wherever you go. Download the Listener app and select Triple M.
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's.
Triple M rocks footy.
Melbourne, weekdays from 6. It's
Mick in the morning.
It's the show with Mick Malloy, Nick Rewalt, Titus O'Reilly and Rosie Walton.
You've chosen to wear shorts.
You're wearing shorts. Do you know what? I just went a little something for the ladies. Get those calves out.
Chriso, can you get a photo of the calves?
But we also
Steel Instagram.
You'll need a fisheye lens.
You'll also need some sunglasses if you're going to look at them.
Start your day with Mick in the morning. Weekdays from 6 on Melbourne's Triple M.
Back from a holiday road trip? Get your car checked at Rapid Tune. We'll keep you moving.
At Slater and Gordon, we know how much an injury can cost you. Your job, your hobbies, time with your family. That's why our expert lawyers do everything in their power to get you the compensation you deserve. And if we don't win, you won't pay for the work we do, thanks to our no-win, no-fee policy. If you're ever injured, contact Slater and Gordon and we'll take it from here. No-win, no-fee conditions apply. See site for details.
Toolkit Depot's auto sale drives big savings across our auto range. We've cranked up the deals on auto brands like Kinchrome, Sidchrome, Barco, Gear Wrench and many more. Shop auto deals in store or online at Toolkit Depot. Hurry while stocks last.
Escape your pricey telco and win a share of Amasim's $50 million in amazing surprises. Switch to any Amasim mobile plan and enter at our website to win. You could score yourself a prize from brands such as Flight Centre, Samsung, Dyson, Smeg, TCL, the iconic Uber, Hoyts, Temple & Webster, Nintendo, Prezi, Interflora, or even a Suzuki Swift. There's over 1.6 million prizes to be won, so enter at amasim.com.au/surprises. N6 of the 5th 25 excludes NBN, as you go and roaming packs. T's and C's apply.
Try the new Subway Signature menu today. It's all your favourites, made with just the right amount of tasty, cravey, cheesy goodness. Now that's the Subway to Tasty Town, where that sub is the mayor. But you're also allowed to eat the mayor.
Cold flow. Heating and cooling.
Summer's heating up, but you don't have to sweat it. Cold Flow has you covered with Dakin's energy-efficient reverse cycle ducted and split systems. Plus, you can earn massive rebates through the Victorian Energy Upgrades program. Stay cool, save big, and enjoy summer in total comfort. Upgrade today and beat the heat before it beats you.
Don't just get any old mattress and cross your fingers. There's only one award-winning sleeping duck mattress that Australia loves, and comes with a system to get the comfort perfect for you in your very own home. Get it perfect at sleepingduck.com.
A person makes the time for what they love. And we make the space. 1-800-GOT-JUNK makes the space. We make the space for possibility. The space for yoga. The space for lifting weights. The space for dancing. The space for living your best life. And what does a person need to do to make all this happen? All you have to do is point. We make space for possibility. When you want to make junk disappear, call 1-800-GOT-JUNK or visit 1-800-GOTJUNK.com.au.
At Officeworks, we won't be beaten on price. If you find a lower price on an identical stocked item, we'll beat it by 5%. So you can make bigger things happen with Officeworks. Price be guarantee, exclusions apply.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's.
Triple M rocks footy.
Halftime here at RSEA Park, and it's the halftime break for Specsavers Audiology. Port Adelaide 8-3-51. St Kilda 1-4-10. So Port Adelaide getting the job done here. Willie Rioli's kicked 3 here for the Power, so he's lit them up early in this first half. Got Kate McCarthy here with Chris Johnson, but let's head boundary side first for Bob Jane T-Marts. Robbo, Mitch Owens taken from the ground late in that second term. What's the update?
Yeah, I don't like it when the number 10 at St Kilda goes down, that's for sure. And I tell you what, I turned up here, so many familiar faces, and look around, Big Timmy, the fact that there is a lot of fans here, St Kilda fans, wanting to see a performance. What are we, 1-4 to 8-3 at half-time? That's not good enough. But Owens is the one because he got hit hard in the forward line. I reckon it's a bit of a stinger. There could be a little bit of damage there because he was in a lot of pain. Dr. Physio took him off the ground. He walked past us. There's no suspicious bump. The AC, I think, is okay. He was protecting the wing, but it doesn't look good. They'll scan this. They'll have a look. He is done for the day, by the way. He's not coming out after half-time. So fingers crossed because there's a few down already with the Saints. But Owens, shoulder, no good in the afternoon.
And there's a fair circle crowding around you at the moment too, Robbo, doing a few autographs, doing some fine work down there.
Yeah, you are sitting at the entrance of the social club,
yes.
The old social club, and I tell you what, there's a few familiar faces that would have been standing at the bottom of those stairs to get up there and stand under that disco ball and worship it.
I can imagine you were doing some fine work back in the day. We are sitting and calling the footy from the old social club, so some good memories up here. Chrissy Johnson, what's Ross Lyon doing at half-time here? Is he moving the magnets, or is it just a rev up to get the boys up and about?
I reckon anything he says really can't really change much in terms of what the players are putting out there, out on the ground. But one thing that I did say before we went to the break at half-time here was that they just need to maintain possession, especially going into this win. I think what he'll do, he'll move the magnets around a little bit. He'll certainly put a couple of guys on notice without no doubt seeing whether they're going to be available for round one. And they've got a half of football to prove it to him, him and the rest of the coaching staff. So I think for St Kilda, they just need to maintain possession.
Kate, let's have a look at some of the players who've switched to new clubs this year. Jack Lukosius, one of those. Have you seen his game so far?
Yeah, I think the way that they're moving the ball, Port Adelaide, really suit his game style. So he loves to break lines, loves to deliver the ball inside forward 50, and I think every time he's had an opportunity to do that, he's done a really good job of it. And then Joe Richards as well, he's been very handy. I've been very impressed with what he's been able to do. In saying that, though, sort of what we've just said about how poor St Kilda have been, it's made Port look very, very good, but taking nothing away from those two players who have looked good in their new colours as well.
Joe Richards, 15 touches and a goal to half-time. What about on the Saints side of things, Jono? Jack McRae in Saints colours, how have you seen him through the midfield?
Yeah, look, he's been okay. Look, there hasn't been too many great players in around the St Kilda outfit. He's certainly leading the possessions there with only 14 disposals. He's had his 4 tackles, 2 clearances. 14 of those possessions are all being contested possessions as well. So, you know, he's at 146 metres gained at the same time. So, look, he's been okay. They would hope to get a little bit more out of him. He needs to get a little bit more, I guess, around him and support around him as well. Can't do it on his own. And, look, they haven't had a lot of the ball, St Kilda, so it's hard to judge somebody like that. Yes, he's going to be good throughout this season for him. There's no doubt about that. And I think he's got good ball use by hand and by foot.
One player that's caught my attention, Jeremy Finlayson, who started in the centre half-back position. He seems to have just slotted in beautifully, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has. He played a large chunk of the match sim against Adelaide in that position as well, and they said that he would remain as that sort of half-back, full-back role, and him and Aaliyah down there together, they look like they've formed a really nice combination. And what that might do also is, yes, it sets them up in the back half, but it also helps them set up in the front half. If they know that that's going to work and he's someone that they can shift down there, they then work out, all right, who's our big man in the forward line and how does that work? Jordan Sweet has looked really good when he's been in the forward line as well. Looks good in the ruck, but I like him forward of the footy.
The beautiful thing Power have got, they've still got Brendan Zirk-Thatcher to come back. He's out with the back issue. Radicalea's still touch and go with his knee for round one. So this is beautiful signs with Finlayson down back, isn't it, Jono?
Oh, without a doubt. And, you know, I spoke about that he can go into the middle of the ground. He can go forward as well. So if someone comes back and fills that role, they've got another luxury for him to go in the ruck and the forward line. And I just liked him from the start of the game. He really set up. He sat behind the football. He used the ball well. He created space. He created running, created carry as well at the same time. I really like his game today. It's been outstanding.
Half-time break for Specsavers Audiology. Port Adelaide leading by 41 points here at the major break. So what do we do here? We've got a half a footy left until we get into the main crux of the season. What do both sides want to get out of this next kind of hour?
Oh, well, this needs to be effort-based for St Kilda. I mean, they are a long way behind on disposals, yet they're still behind in the tackle count as well. That's the first thing that they need to ramp up, the pressure around the ball, particularly their ball use, just taking a little bit more time with it. I know Port want to go fast. They need to slow down. I think this second half, there's a lot more to gain for St Kilda than there is Port Adelaide, because at the moment, this is pretty disappointing.
And what you want to see them, because at the moment, my eyes are telling me that Port Adelaide are outrunning St Kilda, and St Kilda just are sort of just lagging behind them and think, oh no, the ball's not going to go there. I don't have to go with you because you're not going to get the ball. You need to actually go with your opponent.
Chris Johnson, Kate McCarthy here in the Triple M Cbus Super Special comments. Players making their way to the final positions. Port Adelaide doing this pretty comfortably at the moment by 41 points. We're expecting a comfortable Port Adelaide win, I suggest.
Yeah, you would have to think so, unless something turns around really bad, unless they only play with 16 men or 10 men.
Two men making his way into position on those Triple M at Red's Head lending stats. Good to have you back on board, Two Man. We've got Mickey Roberts down on the boundary for Bob Jones T-Marts. He's in his old haunting ground. He's just looks up and about today, even though 4 days ago he was in the hospital getting a new hip. He's
enormous pain, but he wouldn't know.
He's bounced back and he looks in prime position. Here's the people's call at Barry-Detta to get this second half underway for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy.
Thanks, big fella. And a 41-point lead it is to Port Adelaide to start the second half. They've been very, very good this afternoon. They'll go to the left of our broadcast position in the third quarter. Kick out of the centre, McRae, who's racked up a few this afternoon, but his kick went straight to Sin in the middle for Port Adelaide, who kicks him back inside forward 50. Bounce past Al Pepper this time. Hastie's kick is going to be a turnover. Richards underneath it, who was very impressive in that first term, the former Magpie. Hand pass will go back to Sin. And Sin will kick to the forward pocket, and immediately Port Adelaide through Georgiades has taken a mark left forward pocket about 30 to 35 metres out. He's about 8 metres inside the line.
I tell you what this explains is how easy it is, or how much easier it is as a forward when your teammate kicks it to your advantage, as opposed to when they sit it up on top of your head. Yeah. And that's what's happened in the Port Adelaide forward line. They've had beautiful service coming in, but on the other hand, St Kilda, the poor forwards down that end, have just had to basically guess and try and outbody their opponent, because it's never been to their advantage the whole afternoon.
Kate McCarthy, Chris Johnson, Triple M Cbus Super Special comments. Superb team here, the Savo, as Georgiades from 40, the drop punt goes across the face of goal and through for a behind. And it's 8-4-52 Port Adelaide, 42 points up over St Kilda, or 1-4-10.
Again, it was a shot on goal from a turnover too. Port Adelaide turned the ball over. They won the ball. Then St Kilda weren't able to get their hands back on it, and they were able to generate a shot on goal.
Saints outside 50 through the hands of Boak. Wanganeen Millera tucked in on the boundary. Hamels inside for the captain, Steele, who loads up a mungling punt down the line. Ball off hands. Caminiti kept his feet, but swooping on it, Rosie. Finlayson back to Sin, who got it to Wine. Fantastic tackle. It was like a vice from O'Connell, the Irishman, and he couldn't get out.
It was a good tackle, but geez, he just torched Connor Rosie, didn't he? He was there for another handball release.
As Higgins scrapping at ground level inside 50 for the Saints. Can't get out, and then Sweet, the big man's tackle to the turf.
Yeah, and Jono, so 38 out of the 52 points for Port Adelaide have come from turnover. Past 2 seasons have only been averaging 42 points for an entire game from turnover. So please, Ken Hinkley.
Triple M Reds landing stats with Ashley Chua this afternoon. Z in the back pocket. Oh, beautiful. Dummies one way, then the other. Breaks the tackle. Hand pass to Leah. They seem to have all the time in the world. Back to Rosie. Runs with the footy again. Hand pass over the top to Drew. Over his head, but again, had time to go back and pick it up. Hand pass to Burgoyne. Burgoyne back to Wines. Wines a long ball over the top. Little short ball Richards to Powell Pepper. And he marks 45 out on a slight angle. And Port Adelaide again looking slick with ball movement.
Well, that was just off half back, or back pocket almost. And so ball's been kicked into the forward 50, Baz.
Yeah, it was a contest to Boak and he got spoiled. So it's at ground level. Now it's forced back to their forward 50. A punched up hand pass goes up to Boak from the bottom of the pack. Might have been Wines, and it's Powell Pepper, who's received the kick and marked this time 40 out directly in front.
What I was going to talk about, Port Adelaide's ball movement off the deep 50 was just speed on the ball, and it wasn't speed by foot, it was actually just buzzing the ball around, pinging it around, so the St Kilda defence had no opportunity in terms of defending.
Harry Boyd in the hands of the trainers. Robbo will keep his eyes on that at the moment as got hurt in that marking contest as Powell Pepper saddles up. Right foot drop punt, kicks through the footy beautifully. As soon as it was off the boot, he started streaming forward. He knew it was good. 9-4-58 Port Adelaide, 1-4-10 St Kilda. 4 minutes into the third term. Triple M Bunnings Trade scoreboard. Bob Jane T-Marts, the great Mickey Roberts.
Yeah, Boyd's okay. He'll run that out. It's a bit of an ankle, so the big fella, geez, he's carrying a load too. He is a monster of a bloke. But Mitch Owens is the one out, really dejected, boots off. He's sitting here, left wing, ice high in the shoulder, Barry. So high in the shoulder, around the AC area. So hopefully he hasn't done an AC joint, but a heavy contact, and he'll have scans and done for the afternoon. And good reward for Powell Pepper. I know we're in a pre-season match, but this is just his second hit out since that ACL injury. So good to see him back and hitting the scoreboard. But at the moment, this looks like when your club's tried to organise a practice match and it's the Div 1s or the seniors, and the only team that said yes to the practice match was the Div 8s, and you just kind of take the P1SS at the moment, and that's what they're being able to do, Port Adelaide. This is poor from St Kilda.
Higgins flicks up to McRae, who lowers the eyes up to the 50. Good sticky mitts there from Wood, who spits back onto the left. He didn't get a good piece of that, Sharon. Now Butler back to Wood, right on the 50. Wants his left. He nurses it towards goal. It's off the hands of Aaliyah. Brilliant. And through to the right-hand side for one behind. St Kilda 1-5-11, Port Adelaide 9-4-58. Triple M Bunnings Trade scoreboard.
And again there, St Kilda just looked rushed, Kate. They looked rushed. They didn't need to look rushed. They could have just taken their time. They just looked rushed going forward to have that shot on goal.
So Boak, strength, stood in tackles or stood in contact and was able to hand pass back to Bergman from whence it came at half back. He goes back to Finn Layson. Just totally in control, Port Adelaide this afternoon. Short kick to Evans. Stand! Another one, short back to Burgoyne. Powell Pepper presents, that's on it, 20 metres further on. Still at half back, he looks backwards. Just do not want to give St Kilda a sniff. Hand pass back to Evans, goes across to Bergman by hand. Hand pass punches into the centre of the ground in the path of Rosie. Coming the other way, Hasty claims it for St Kilda. Hand pass to McRae, the former Bulldog goes to Caminiti, who marks in the left forward pocket. He's still about 30-35 out. Didn't go for goal, kept the eyes very, very low and found his man in Hall, who was marked about 25 to 30 out on a very slight angle.
It was a fairly errant handball with no real target in mind from Bergman. In saying that, though, if they got a better bounce, they actually had 3 players running goal side, so they were lucky to get that turnover, St Kilda, but they have been able to actually get a mark inside forward 50, which we haven't seen much of this afternoon, regardless of the passage of play leading up to it.
Well, their best forward entry, hasn't it been?
So young Max Hall saddles up. Drop punt, right boot, half post high, and he slots it nicely. Saints have got their second of the afternoon. And we're 7 minutes into the third term. St Kilda 2-5-17. Port Adelaide 9 goals, 4-58 on the Triple M Bunnings Trade scoreboard.
And I think that's what Ross would have said to him at half-time, though. He would have said, OK, forget about that first half. Let's go out and change our game plan, change our mindset, because the game plan that we brought into the game, we haven't been able to execute. So let's go and try something different and try to win this second half. So I think that would have been the main thing that Ross would have said to his team, and I reckon the rest of the coaches would have been on that page as well.
Triple M Red Z lending stats, Ashley Chua.
And Jack McRae, number 1 ranked player for St Kilda. He's up to 17 disposals. He's laid 4 tackles, along with 4 score involvements.
Beautiful afternoon for footy here in Moorabbin. So back in the middle for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy. It's back to 41 points to the favour of the Power as Horn Francis tries to paddle to himself. Powell Pepper bumped over, almost thrown up there by Boxall. He gets it back and now he handballs it to Burns. Can't spin out of the tackle. Boyd, hurried kick, wobbly Wernburner, and he's turned it over. So it'll be Evans to search the kick out to the outer wing. Pal Pepper lowers the eyes and spits the kick through the hands of Lukosius. Stocker got it out to Hill, who squirts a low flat one. Jackson McRae takes the mark. What are his numbers, too, man?
18 touches.
Squeeze it out wide to Jack Steele, who marks out a side wing. That confidence for Pal Pepper, Kate, as you mentioned, just that ACL, and you can just see him when he moves sideways, doesn't do it aggressively, just finding his way again.
Yeah, and you know what the sort of form he was in that season, as it's a 50 for going through the mark here to Port Adelaide, but yeah, that season when he did do his ACL, he was firing. He was a huge part of their attack, so you're right, sort of takes you a little bit to get that mental confidence up in your body again when it sort of does go like it does when you're changing direction, but yeah, I think he should be in for a pretty big season in this Port Adelaide forward line again.
So Atkins has got it for Port Adelaide. Former Sun and former Crow. His kick smothered. He's at half forward, and the Saints from half back can repel and get a bit of run on here. Little short ball will come into the centre of the game. Wood was the target. Farrell made the spoil. The Port went to Rosie. Hand pass to the dangerous Horn Francis. He runs the 50-metre line, hooks across his body from 45, 50 out, and he's missed. Through for behind. It looked dangerous as he does every time he gets the ball. 9-5-59. The 2-5-17, that's St Kilda. Triple M Bunning straight scoreboard.
How good has Connor Rozee looked this afternoon? He's just doing what he wants out there. I know he's getting a lot of sort of handball back and forth, but he looks like he's in for a big 2025 too.
On the line.
Wilson dumped that one out of bounds in front of Mickey Roberts.
Yeah, 2 errors in a row, Wilson. He was the one that went over the mark and gave him the 50-metre penalty, and then he was able to make up for it there with that kick and just shanked it out of bounds on the full.
Elite runner, but lacking a bit of confidence here this afternoon as Wilkie stands tall in defence and wins this battle against Georgiades. Decides to go laterally inside to O'Connell, the Irishman. Does a little Irish toe poke wide and finds that man Wilson.
There's just no movement from St Kilda at the moment. There's just no movement other than trying to switch the ball, but no one coming at the ball carrier whatsoever.
He just goes for real estate, Jono. Wood flies over the top of Boyd. Lands in his lap for moments, and then he drops it. Botchell opts to slap to Boyd. Here's Higgins. Handball advantage for Butler. The two ex-Tigers link up. Then a handball to Windhager. He's got Higgins leaking forward. Gets it to him, and then he's just manhandled by Lockie Jones.
Dump tackle.
And a dump tackle. Free kick. Higgins thought about getting on with it, but he was savvy and up to the task, Lockie Jones. So just attacking side of this broadcast wing. He'll load up here, Higgins. Up to the 50. Wood off hands. Jack McRae front and centre. He scans the field. He sends it top of the square. Caminiti competes. Bobs up Butler. Can they make something happen? Good tackle, Caminiti. Oh, Burgoyne did well. Steady head. Evans out, but it's cut off by Hasty, who's marked at 47 from home on a 45.
Better pressure here by St Kilda inside their forward 50. Didn't let Port Adelaide get out that easy.
Doesn't look confident here, Hasty. Doesn't want to size up the big sticks. He just lofts it up with the 9-iron. Caminiti the target. But Big Ivan Soldo on the last line takes a good mark.
And that entire time that he had that ball at the top of 50, there was a half lead from Max Hall. No one else moved anywhere from St Kilda. And what that does is it allows your defensive intercept markers to just stand on the goal line, and if he does set it up like he did just then with that kick, come through and intercept it.
Triple M C-Bus Super. Special comments. Kate McCarthy with Chris Johnson here this afternoon. Jones to Farrell. Farrell's kick is cut off by Windhager at half forward still for the Saints. His hand pass went astray. Jones just piles in on the pack and then pushes the footy towards the Port Adelaide Horn. Francis brilliant. Crawled on hands and knees. Second effort, punched it to Rosie, and he short kicked to Burn Jones. Forward wing out of side of the ground. Delivers inside. Pal Pepper in front. Spun around. Couldn't take the mark. Ball on the deck. Players from both sides collide. Big tackle on Lord. And Lord got caught high. And he's about 20 metres out. And he's virtually directly in front of goal for Port Adelaide.
So if you compare both inside forward 50s, the last ones, Kate, which you spoke about St Kilda, the last one, that there was only Hall offering a lead. They had 3 to 4 options there, Port Adelaide. They had a player coming up and a player slinging to the left, a player slinging to the right, and then a player slinging back towards the goal square, so they had a number of options to go to. They went to the one where Pal Pepper and then Lord was able to get it over the top, but it's just about presenting and giving it all your best when your ball is coming forward, leading at the kicker or leading away from the kicker.
Big Ollie Lord saddles up, drop punt, set sail, umpire doesn't move, another snag is on the board for Port Adelaide. They've got 10 of those. 10-5-65 plays 2-5-17 St Kilda. 13 and a half minutes into the third term on the Triple M Bunnings Trade scoreboard.
Yeah, and when you've got good defenders around you, if you as a forward don't move, guess who's also not going to move? The defender. And if they don't respect you enough when you lead, you then end up getting the ball because hopefully the player with the ball sees the lead, draws the kick. But at the moment, they're all standing there. The Port Adelaide defenders are all standing there and they're able to just intercept at will. Port have taken 9 intercept marks in the defensive half. St Kilda only 3, but it's been shared around. Alir 2, Bergman 2, Finlayson 2, Evans 2 as well. So they're all just set up so well structurally, but St Kilda aren't moving them at all.
And Connor Rosie, 23 disposals, going at 87% efficiency. Also laid the most number of tackles on the ground with 6, as well as the most number of pressure acts.
McDonald's and Room Hot Water, Triple M at Rocks footy. Sean Francis getting his hands dirty, stood up in the tackle, hammered it wide. Little throw out there was clever. They link up by hand. It's got it out. Tackle to the turf, Farrell, and that'll be holding the ball for the adoring fans here at the Saints. Bob Jones, Seamarks, Robbo.
Yeah, I know that the Saints have lost Mitch Owens up forward, but also Cooper Sharman, who's quite elusive. And that third forward has done a right thumb, so a lot of pain down here. Let's see if we can get back on the ground.
Hill spots up Garcia.
That's the aggression that St Kilda supporters want to see.
As Hill went to don't argue, got the hand pinned by Wines. Oh, that's clinical. Tried to escape, couldn't get out.
If they go quickly here, there is players out goal side, but they've been able to hold it up a little bit.
He does that, Wines. He's got Burn Jones, who's leaped forward. He's 60 from home. He squirts a little flat one to Georgiades. He's taken the mark 45 out, 2 metres in from the boundary.
Yeah, you can't defend turnovers like that in the middle of the ground. All of the players from St Kilda had pushed up because the ball was in their forward half. Tried to get numbers in that front half, and then the free kick, holding the ball against Brad Hill. Just tried to do a little bit too much, but you can't really blame him for what we're seeing out there at the moment. But Port, just way too good a team to let an opportunity like that not result in a shot on goal.
Hasn't been super accurate in front of goal today, Georgiades. Kicked one at the 10-minute mark of the first term. He has missed a couple. He lines up on the right slipper. This is going to go across the face. And the big launch and fly from Hasty. And he takes it in the gluey Jukes. Immediately wants to spit the kick. Finds Wanganeen Miller, who exits D50, and he's turned it over into the hands of Finlayson.
He's been very down today. He's turned over a ball at least a half a dozen times today. And yes, you want him to back his kicks. But that was just an easy kick that he should have hit.
Finlayson into the centre to Burgoyne, who marks for Port. Big lead, Port Adelaide, 10-5 to 2-5. 16 and a half third term now. It's been their afternoon. An opening blitz in the first quarter of 6 straight goals. And Saints none in the first term. So they've dominated from the word go at RSCA Park here this afternoon. Long kick to full forward. Georgiades at the back of the pack. 10 out from goal, didn't mark. Fall of the ball, Wilson receives a hand pass Bradley Hill, and his hand pass was smothered into the goal post by Burn Jones, and a boundary throw-in will take place. Hugged up against that post for Port Adelaide, and they are dominating this game, the Sabo.
So players get set. The umpires back into attack. Deep in attack for the power. Soldo opts to take it out, gives it off to Burn Jones. And as easy as you like it, he drills home another major for the power. He gets his second. And Port Adelaide, 11-5-71. St Kilda 2-5-17. Triple M Bunnings Trade scoreboard.
Yeah, we're not too sure how we're going to rate Port Adelaide up against St Kilda, because St Kilda at the moment, they're very undermanned. They haven't got a lot of players out there playing their best football today. But certainly for Port Adelaide, they are really at the top of their game at the moment. And look, you don't want to peak too early, but certainly this is a dress rehearsal for round 1. And I think today, what they'll hope now is probably all boxes have been ticked already, Kate. one thing they don't want now is injuries coming into this second half of this game. They just want to make sure that they get through it.
Yeah, it gives them the luxury of being able to work out who they want to sort of give a little bit of time now to recover leading into that first game, which is going to be a cracker against Collingwood at the G.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to be a ripping first round.
All right, Robbo, Bob Jane teammates.
Yeah, I just noticed Horn Francis come off the ground. I reckon they spell him, and Rioli, he's got kick 3. He's rested for the afternoon as well, so starting to rest a few stars. They are up against Collingwood. Dan Houston on the books there. It's going to be exciting.
It's going to be a big one, and that's at the MCG, the home of footy. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy. And as McRae out of the centre delivers nicely into the arms of his teammate in Boxshaw, who kicked the goal in the second term for the Saints. Play on's the call. Kick inside forward, Fitty. Little hand pass. Butler, Hill in deep into the pocket. Drag down Wood. Hand pass into the goal square. Farrell slaps it through for a rush point from the hand pass for the Saints.
A bit impressed by Angus Hasty in this third term. Feel like his positioning's been really nice. He's flown for a couple of marks, and he's also been able to just propel them forward nicely with some measured kicks and just looking quite mature out there as a positive to take away for the Saints from this second half so far.
Move it on. Play on. Port Adelaide by 53 points here at RSEA Park. Sporty takes a good defensive mark on this broadcast wing. Jono, I'm interested. King out, Marshall out with the pelvis, Sinclair with a hamstring. We've got Filippo's out for 12 weeks or more with a stress fracture. They are on demand, but do they make up? If they had these players in this side, would it still make a big difference?
I think it would be. I think they would. If they were in here, they'd certainly give a bit more of a yelp, but today they haven't at all, apart from that forward entry.
And they have gone inside 50 here, the Saints, and Caminiti took the mark. They got a cheer, and then the umpire said...
And 50.
No, it's the other way, and in disgust, they've given away a 50 in the process, Kate.
Well, just going off... sorry, Kate, but just going off this performance today, you're certainly going to be watching them in the first 6 rounds to see how they actually go about their football, because at the moment, their football at the moment is not stacking up to the standard of AFL level.
So cross half back here for the Power. Aaliyah drops the chest mark on the knee, put himself under the pump, but is strong enough to stand up in the tackle. Caminiti got a paw in there. He drops it out towards Wood. Hill handballs to Jack McRae, who got it to Garcia, who breaks the 50, pins back the ears, sizes up, Boxall in the square. And finally, the Saints break the drought. They're 3-6-24. Port Adelaide 11-5-71 on the Triple M Bunnings Straight scoreboard, and Boxall's got 2.
Well, I know Ken Hinckley's probably got everything he wants to out of this game in the first half, but been a little bit complacent come this second half. A few little turnovers, some blind handballs that haven't really gone to anyone in particular. That passage of play Aaliyah would want back, spill to chest mark, and then a few of the defenders just a little bit blasé with the footy, and the Saints turned over, kicked the goal. We've seen plenty of those turnovers not result in goals, but good enough on that occasion. Hugo Garcia lowers the eyes and gets it to Boxall to kick the goal.
Well, looking at their first 4 rounds, they got Adelaide Crows round 1 and then the Cats in round 2. The one that's going to be really interesting is round 3 versus Richmond against it, and then they face Port again in round 4.
Tell you what, the way that they've played this afternoon, I would almost back a Richmond team to beat them with their structures, with their pace. They look like a more complete football team right now than what we've seen from St Kilda.
Well, if you look over the community series, they're probably the 2 teams, St Kilda and Richmond, that haven't had the one that, or the community series that you would have gone into and coming out of it being very happy at all.
For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy. Wilkie from the back pocket for St Kilda, kicks to the outer side wing, but Evans gets in the way for Port Adelaide. A hand pass from Aaliyah to Finlayson, kick back to half forward. Wilson a big leap, can't mark. Richards there for Port at the fall of the ball. Hand pass back to Mead. Mead goes backwards again by hand and finds his teammate in Berry. Spins one way then the other and then goes for the left boot. High inside forward 50. And off hands will go out of bounds in front of Mickey Roberts for Bob Jane teammates. Mickey.
Yeah, I don't like the look of number 14, St Kilda, Liam Stocker, because they've been working on a left hamstring since half-time down here, so a lot of trouble trying to run it out there. I don't know whether to ice it or work it, so he's in a bit of strife too, Stocker.
Ball back in, attacking 50 for the power. Sweet to the front. Jackson McRae got it to Travalia. He handballs into Keeler. That was a creative sidestep. Kudafiti's one-hand style. And then he flicks it back up to Wanganeen Miller, who spits a low flat one. Made it hard work for Higgins. Finlayson happy to see it out of bounds.
Yeah, Big Tim, he just called Travalia. This is his first run on the park all afternoon. I'm excited to see what he can offer. Playing up around the footy at the moment, but can really challenge by spitting forward and kicking goals too.
And I like he's pointing and he's instructing other players, man up, and he's yelling out. It's very good.
Yelling out, Jono. You did a bit of that in your time. A bit of sledging came from you.
No, not at all, mate.
Rosie, hand pass to Boak, back to Rosie, barging through the centre of the ground, broke a couple of tackles. Hand pass to Powell Pepper inside forward 50, gives it, don't argue to two players, Windhager and Wilson, goes onto the right, hooks across his body. It was exciting until he kicked a point.
The double fend off.
It was magnificent. But he's gaining confidence all the time. He's such an important player. 11-6, 72 Port, 3-6, 24 St Kilda, 24 third term, Big Tim, Triple M bunting straight score.
And the blood was rushing after the couple of fend-offs because there was a couple of Port Adelaide players that were out that he could have hit up, but, you know, if you're doing something like that, you may as well have a shot.
That's right. We don't mind that here, do we?
No, we love that. Make it all about yourself. We do love that.
We're all about selfish here and all about yourself.
Yep.
Oh, speak for yourselves.
No, you're like that. You're shot.
Come on, Timmy.
You didn't even call Ash the right names for. That's how selfish you are.
I'm selfish.
Ash Chewier.
What the hell was that?
Selfish.
You had to go with Jace before as well.
It's just
generous, selfless.
You're finding your guns everywhere at the moment, Timmy.
I don't know about me, John. I'm not worried about you at the moment.
And you're all nice to Robbo when he comes up. See what he says about Robbo.
As soon as he leaves, you're into him.
Into the middle of the ground. Good to have you join us here on Triple M Footy. Port Adelaide 11-6-72. St Kilda 3-6-24. Willie Rioli's kicked 3. He's off the ground. They've given him a spell.
Tell you what, that is the rule that they've focused on over the summer, isn't it? The umpires, the 15 metres. If it's one that's there or thereabouts, they're calling play on, which I like this year.
I don't mind that.
Yeah, agree.
He's slapped on by
Higgins.
McRae. Here he is. He bobs up. Jack McRae sends the kick inside 50. Higgins waltzes into an open goal, has a bounce, and slots it home from point blank range.
Jeez, it didn't happen.
He was lucky he was that close.
He's kicked it Plugger Lockett style into the fan base behind the goals. He enjoyed that one, Jackie Boy Higgins. That's his first. St Kilda 4-6-30. Port Adelaide 11-6-72. Triple M bunting straight scoreboard.
Well done here by St Kilda. Out in the wing, they were outnumbered. They pushed Port Adelaide back. They forced a turnover. It was Powell Pepper who dropped the ball, and then they just went away with it. It was McRae just seen that. Higgins seen it straight away. His reaction, which we haven't seen all day, that their reaction or their transition from when they turned the ball over. But Higgins was all over that. As you called it, Tim, he ran in and just pumped it into the crowd.
He tried to kick a barrel and kick the instep, and it nearly missed the goal.
Oh, no. Come on,
He decapitated someone behind the goals there.
And Jack McRae, 12 disposals alone in this quarter and 5 score involvements. He's up to 26 for the game.
For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M at Rocks Footy.
And this here, another little alteration they made to the rule. Sorry, Baz. If it is a 6-6-6 warning, they're going to bounce the ball. Whereas last year and in previous seasons, they threw the ball up. So that's a change that they've made.
Yeah. Bounce is good.
Get rid of the warning.
Was that change?
Yeah, so the reason they've changed it is because they thought some teams that had a ruck that preferred the ball up late in the game would deliberately not have the 6-6-6 and know they're going to get the warning. So
that's
I like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Big Sweet goes long to full forward, and Lord was in the van, but it didn't got to him, and the ball tapped away out of bounds right forward pocket for Port.
How long do we need the warning for, though? Seriously.
Yeah,
it's been in play for how many years now? Do we need a warning anymore, Barry?
I regularly need warnings.
You get warnings a lot. I've been told by Glenda you get warnings.
Yeah, you're asking the wrong person about warnings. But anyway, boundary throw-in, close to the boundary line. Rosie had a crack. He ran to the boundary, he was running the wrong way and hooked across his body and missed everything out.
What do you get warned about at home,
everything.
Leaving the toilet?
No, I'm just... Yeah, no, it's okay.
That's all right.
We've all got to be checked.
We've all got our vices.
After today, you're going to be checked.
See Windhager outside 50.
St Kilda, Harry Boyd.
And you can hear the umpires exclusively mic'd here. Harry Boyd just pushed out in that contest, so he'll get the free kick. You have just joined us, Harry Boyd ex-Norwood product, Magarey medalist last season. Won the Jack Odie medal for the best on ground in the grand final.
Play on.
He was drafted in the supplementary period by the Saints, and he's out here today putting his best foot forward.
Play on.
As the ball's off hands down the line. In and under. Couldn't extract the pill.
Do you know who Jack Odie was, Dono?
No idea.
He's a legend of the Sturt footy.
Is he?
Harry Jordan.
Jack Odie.
Good on you, Jack. Hope you're listening. Enjoying your football this afternoon.
All thrown in the air.
Not sure he's still with us, John.
Oh, okay.
We'll just leave it there, John. Just forward of the pack.
I'll look him up after this game. Don't worry about that.
There's a statue of him around Adelaide Oval, I believe.
Keeler's got it for St Kilda. Goes out wide.
There's a few St Kilda statues out there this afternoon too.
All right.
Wow.
Spoke on the line there, tried to rush it through for a point and wasn't successful.
Oh, too high.
Allowed a player to get caught high down there in Travalia, but the umpire said that's okay. And Port have regathered and kick outside defensive 50 to Sweden. If you just joined us, Port Adelaide in the Community Cup Series game, 11-6-72, St Kilda 4-6-30. And we're 29 minutes now into the third term. Triple M Bunnings Trade Scoreboard.
Might go to you, Ash, on the Triple M Reds Lenders, some of the major ball winners.
Yeah, Connor Rosie, number one ranked player, Tim. 28 disposals, 7 score involvements and 6 clearances.
What about for the Saints?
Yeah, Jack McRae leading the way, 26 for the game, had 12 in that third quarter, throwing 7 score involvements.
Good stuff, too, man. Three-quarter time here at RSEA Park. You got Kate McCarthy here with Chris Johnson, Barry Denner. You heard the voice of Ashley Chua moments ago. Tim Solly making up the numbers. And, of course, we've got the superstar, Mickey Roberts, down on the boundary. Port Adelaide here at three-quarter time. We've got a quarter to go. They're 11-6-72. St Kilda 4-6-30. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy.
Now you can stream the footy wherever you go. Download the Listener app and select Triple M.
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's.
Triple M rocks footy.
This year on Mick in the Morning, we're giving away the biggest prize on radio. And it's worth over $70,000.
Bang, you got that right.
One listener will be driving away in a brand new Mercedes-Benz GLA 200. So we've named it Mick in the Morning. Genius. Be listening to Mick in the Morning each week to find out how to win Mercedes-Benz Waverley in a class of its own. Visit the award-winning team at 769 Springvale Road, an easy 8 minutes from Chadstone.
For some, footy's all about kicks, goals and marks. For others, it's tackles, hit-ups and tries. Whatever footy language you speak, there's one thing all codes have in common. Every game looks and sounds better on the state-of-the-art screens at Harvey's Sports Bar and Grill, St Kilda's premier sports bar. Grab a beer, grab a meal and get into every game, every round, live and loud this season. Harvey's Sports Bar and Grill. Sports, beer, barbecue. It's what we do. Fitzroy Street, St Kilda.
Introducing the Cherry Tiggo 7 Special Edition for just $29,990 drive away with 7-year unlimited kilometre warranty and a 5-star ANCAP safety rating. Now's the time to test drive the Tiggo 7 Special Edition at your nearest Cherry dealer.
Summer's heating up, but you don't have to sweat it. Cold Flow has you covered with Dakin's energy-efficient reverse cycle ducted and split systems. Plus, you can earn massive rebates through the Victorian Energy Upgrades program. Stay cool, save big, and enjoy summer in total comfort. Upgrade today and beat the heat before it beats you.
Telstra Home Internet deals are on now. So there's never been a better time to experience beautiful internet at your place. Find out more in-store or online. For new services only.
Lookout 2025 is an epic live music experience that features the very best of Australian rock. Jets, Grinspoon, The Veronicas, Spiderbait, Jebediah and Magic Dirt. Lookout, turning up the energy for 2025. Mornington Racecourse, Sunday, March 23. Get your tickets now from Ticketmaster.
Kmart's the home of low prices for everyday items you need and love. Like women's basic white tees from $2.50 and white mugs just $1 a piece. Shop in-store, online and via the app. Kmart. Low prices for life.
You can enjoy an award-winning personal loan with zero establishment fee when you apply for a Latitude personal loan by the 6th of March 2025. Latitude loans can be used for all kinds of things, like a new car, your dream holiday, a much-needed renovation, or simplifying debt, with weekly, fortnightly or monthly repayment options available. Apply online in under 7 minutes, and if approved, we'll waive the loan establishment fee. That's a saving of $395. Establishment fee waived until 6 March 2025. T's and C's apply.
Macca's new McSmart meal. Get a cheeseburger, small fries and soft drink, and your choice of side for just $6.95. Perfect for cheeseburger buffs, nug enthusiasts, Sunday stands, or chicken and cheese fiends. Available every day from 10:30am to midnight at participating restaurants. Excludes McDelivery.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's.
Triple M rocks footy.
Yes, welcome back to RSEA Park here in Moorabbin. Saints haven't really put up a yelp. They're 4-6-30 trailing Port Adelaide 11-6-72. Willie Rioli's kicked 3. Darcy Byrne-Jones has got a couple as well. And on the other side for St Kilda, a shining light up forward, the young man Hugh Boxall, WA product who was picked up in number 45 in the draft last year, has put his best foot forward with a couple of majors. We've got Kate McCarthy here with Chris Johnson, but let's head downstairs and catch up with the man who used to dominate this ground for the Saints. Of course, I speak of the one and only Mickey Roberts.
Thanks, Big Timmy. And I tell you what, just looking at the huddle now, St Kilda, they got 3 out of the first 5 games in Adelaide. They play Port Adelaide in round 4, so these boys will remember this. They've copped a pumping for 3 quarters. They've got to show something in this last term, especially working with this constant win. It hasn't changed. So they've got the advantage there. The big story out of St Kilda, though, is Mitch Owens, the number 10 with a left shoulder, in a lot of pain still, sitting on the boundary line with the wing in a sling and a high shoulder, so around the AC joint. So hopefully hasn't done any damage there. They're going to have to scan that. Sharman a thumb and Stocker a hamstring. So the casualties are at St Kilda. When you're going well, like Port Adelaide, nothing seems to happen. So let's see if the Saints can do something with a win.
Robbo, a lot of die-hard fans standing around you at the moment. What's coming out of their mouths at the moment with a quarter to go in the season?
Well, I was actually reflecting on that, the fact that you just got to show something, especially a week out from the opener. They're hungry. They're hungry for football. They just want a good showing. They want to see improvement from last year. They're not getting it. I know their numbers are down, and Mitch Owen is a reflection on a sick and sorry side at the moment. But there, show something in this last quarter.
Bit of passion from one of St Kilda's finest, Mickey Roberts. Here's the People's Caller, who's been on fine form tonight. Of course, the speaker, the one and only Barry Denner.
Thank you, Tim. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy. I accept that. Poor Pence. It's unbelievable, of course. So, the full of the ball, McRae, and passes off to Jack Steele, and he kicks a real high ball across the centre. Wanganeen Miller sort of punts it to Bradley Hill, who slapped it out sideways, missed his target though, and Mead got in the way at half-back for Port. Hand pass to Horn Francis, back to Mead by hand over the top. Back to Horn Francis, got a Burns running the other way, but he wasn't worried about that. Kept his eye on the footy. Pushed it past a couple of opponents. Still on the deck in dispute. Good tackle laid by Berry. Advantage paid. Horn Francis will claim it again. Hand pass off to Wines. Another one to Rosie. Not a class on this Port Adelaide side. Hand pass back to Wines. Ends up back to Berry. Berry's 45 out. Left foot snap, fires towards goal. Lands short. Off hands, it'll spill to Lukosic. Runs into an open goal. And Port have another one.
And he's hit the ice cream van.
He's smashed into the ice cream over the footy. Yep, Mr. Whippy.
Mr. Whippy.
Head's going sideways. 4-6-30 St Kilda. And Port Adelaide just superb. 12-6-78. 1 minute into the final term. Triple M Bunnings straight scoreboard.
It was a pressure on the wing, wasn't it? The pressure on the wing, they turned the ball over, and then again, what they've done since the first quarter, Kate, was linked up through hands. They had a number of guys who ran through. When the pressure came from a St Kilda opponent, they had someone to the right of them, they had someone to the left of them. Connor Rosie, his little handball over the top to Wines was outstanding. And then the kick to the goal square, and I think it was Richards who gave the contest, brought it down the ground, and then Lukosic come in. That was just been Port Adelaide all day, basically. They moved the ball so quick that the St Kilda defence had no answer for him.
Back in the middle for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy. As Harry Boyd goes to work with Solo, gives away the free kick, Boyd. Rosie takes the advantage. He handballs over the top to Lorenz. And now back to Wines, inside 50. The spoil came. Power Pepper lurking. Can't reel it in. Hasty. Oh, just got the handball away in time. Windhager just breaks the defensive 50 and the kick down the line. Almost into the hands of Butler, but the late spoil from Burgoyne. Out of bounds, true centre wing broadcast side.
Good crowd here this afternoon. Ash, you're very good with the numbers. What's your prediction?
It's been nudging close to about 8,000 or 9,000.
Yep.
It's probably 80% full.
So a boundary throw in. Beautiful conditions this afternoon for footy. Absolutely perfect for a pre-season game. Long kick for the Saints inside forward 50. And off hands, Higgins has got it, missed the target by hand, allows Finn Layson in. In traffic, they do well again. Soldo receives it, hand pass to Jones, hand pass Burgoyne, back to Jones, running off half back, hand pass to Wines, he'll set it up, drop punt, across the wing, broadcast side of the ground, nice mark taken by the big man in Lord. Lord hand passes back. After that player, Lorenz, who kicks the full forward. Oh, they're on fire, Port Adelaide. And Lukosius has marked a player in the square on his own. Kicks across to Burn Jones, runs into an open goal. Oh, he hand passed to Powell Pepper. Nice. A little bit of sharing the footy around. My goodness. 13-6-84 Port Adelaide. He's got his second. Powell Pepper. And 4-6-30 St Kilda. 3.5 final term. Triple M. Bunnings trade scoreboard, Kate. I don't know.
Beautiful touch kick to Lukosius, though. I know the end was a bit of a raffle as to who wanted to kick the goal, but Jack Lukosius looking as that deep forward just held really nicely, and it was actually beautiful synergy between the kicker and the leader, because the kick drew the lead, but that's where Lukosius was leading anyway, and then a little bit of a let's get Sam Powell Pepper another goal at the end of it, but it was beautiful build-up. And just one thing I'm keeping an eye on is the kick-to-handball ratio. So last year they were the second highest team kick-to-handball ratio, Port Adelaide, and it looks like their new style. I know this is a small sample size and they've sort of been able to do whatever they want this afternoon, but they look so keen to just keep the ball moving through little chains of handball through the contest and then getting it into their forwards.
The McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy. Vaughan Francis out the back of the stoppage finds the Lorenz in front of our man Mickey Roberts from Bob Jane T-Marks. Mick?
Yeah, I've got to back up Kate there. The fact that they are prepared to run. So it's constant movement of the football, but talent and stars come into it, but they are prepared to run, and they've done it all day. So they're just running St Kilda off their feet. They're actually embarrassing them with their run.
Lorenz just racking him up in this final term after being activated late in this game. And now the turnover, Hill gave it to McRae. Talk about a man racking him up. He wobbles one wide for Garcia, who gets on the left slipper. Keeler the target. Ball off hands at the front centre. Boxall, he's kicked a couple. This time he rides the bump. And he holds the ball in, 40 out from the Saints' goal.
System looks good, Jono.
It does. It does. Looks very good. Their ability to run and spread when they win the football like they do here is just unbelievable. They're all on the same page.
They are all dancing and all presenting themselves to their mates out there, and when they have the ball, they look dangerous. As Lord is infringed in the marking contest, and Cordy will get a free kick for the Saints.
It was bold from Ollie Lord, two-hand push right in the back, and
just
tried to act like he didn't do it when the umpire, who was right there, called it.
Yep, didn't quite disguise it well enough, Kate. Well, in fact, at all, really. Hasty's got it on the wing, broadcast side now. Drills the pass to Jack Steele. He's got one of the best names in the world. Hand pass off to Windhager, who kicks the full forward. Big leap for Wood at the back, but he's smashed into his teammate who's hit the deck. And Port Adelaide trying to run it out. It's stolen by Keeler off hands, and he kicks a real high ball back to full forward for the Saints. Punch forward to the pack towards Hill. Hill's under the pump. He lost it in the handle. Little hand pass for Port Adelaide goes to Drew. And another one, bouncing footy, Berry off half back. He's taken two bounces to the wing.
Look at him go, the young man from Benalla. He handballs it out wide. They've got players out loose everywhere. There's a kick in towards that man Berry again on the 50. Slides it inside 50, and Lukosius, who's already kicked a couple, will go back for a set shot from 40.
And that there just shows the running power of Port Adelaide. You have Berry who comes on. I think he's only played the second half, but he started with the ball up in the wing, just put the ball under his arms and basically had the grass in front of him, took off, linked up through hands, and then kept running and got used again, and then put this beautiful ball in the lap of Lukosius to go through to kick another goal for Port Adelaide. That was great work for the power.
So we've seen good signs for the power here. Lukosius, his third goal for the afternoon. Kick on its way. And he's missed out to the right-hand side. Bob Jones, teammates, Mickey Roberts.
They're playing nervous footy, the Saints. Seriously, confidence is down. Marcus Windhager got it at 50 on the run from Steele. Should have pinned the ears back and had a shot and just lobbed it at the square. You had to score goals.
Short kick comes out towards Windhager at halfback. That was cut off. There's Wanganeen Miller who bounced it out of fullback, just waiting for a mate to come to him. Had to do his own work. Got caught in a tackle. He threw the footy. His other arm was pinged, and the free kick will go to the big man in Lord, who's about 53 metres out for Port. 45-degree angle. Port Adelaide dominating this game. They're up by 55 points, 7.5 minutes into the final term, and a short kick has found his teammate in Lorenz, and he's close to the boundary line, about 40 out.
And that's their 19th mark inside forward 50 this afternoon, and their 17th that's been uncontested.
Amazing Triple M Red Z landing stat. Shows the dominance of Port Adelaide today, finding targets. Kick the full forward, off hands, grabbed by Rosie, runs around one, throws it onto his left, cross the body. They got another one. 14-7-91. They're out to a 61-point lead over St Kilda, who are 4-6-30, 8.5 into the final term on the Triple M Bunnings trade scoreboard.
Yeah, and just touching on that transition run that you were talking about before, Jono, we said early in the first term that the Saints looked so disjointed, so their forwards would reset really deep and then they'd have their high forwards present up. Port Adelaide, they're trusting their midfield spread. So what they're doing as forwards is they're pushing all the way deep when they've got a turnover, because they know that the chain of handball and run and carry from their midfielders is basically going to split the difference and fill the void that they're creating. Then they can turn, they can tick up and get hit lace out by their mids and have a shot on goal. And that's just the difference when your mids are working really hard, both attacking and defensively, as opposed to what we're seeing from St Kilda's midfield at the moment.
Queen of Triple M footy, Kate McCarthy. Back in your headset in 2025 as the Saints will win this centre clearance from McDonald's and Room Hot Water. Sliding ball up to Higgins, who takes it right on the perimeter.
I was going to shot, you reckon?
He points goal with John.
I feel like this could be the old, every time you want to lead, point at the goal.
Jack, give us a spell, please. We're not buying this.
I really hope he makes a fool of you here and kicks it.
Can somebody give Jono some sugar? He's getting
Come on,
angry.
He won't even kick this 40 metres.
Kick this for Jono.
Jono's out of guts.
As Higgins,
get in.
You wobbles one. He's not going to get the journey. And it's off his hand.
Listen to our man.
Leah keeps it in for a moment, and it's not. Jono walk us through it.
Like, really, Jack, like, I love you as a kid and all that sort of stuff, mate, but you're not going to kick. You're not going to kick it from outside 50 with a 10-goal win behind you, to be honest.
Fair.
I like it that you led with a positive, Jono. I love you as a bloke, but
it's also a team, though, realistically, they've had no forward structure all day. A forward gets a mark at the top of 50.
Yeah.
Give the forwards a chance to present and get hit lace out by doing some work, but no, you've just gone and burnt them all and had a shot.
And forced Port Adelaide to defend it.
Two All-Australians working together this afternoon, Kate McCarthy and Chris Johnson, as Port Adelaide again take it to half forward. And Lukosius fires and hooks it and kicks a point. A quick transition again. 14-8-92 plays 4-6-30. 62 points up at Port. 10.5 final term. Triple M Bunnings trade scoreboard.
I love you, Jack, but
I
love what he brings to the game. But
that's what Rose said when there wasn't enough room on the door.
Yeah.
I love you, Jack, but there's no room.
He said that one thing in the past. I asked for a bit of feedback. He said, I love you, Baz, but here it is. Then I get 10 minutes of video.
Down the line, broadcast wing through the hands of Solo. Caminiti couldn't get a hairball to it. And now the power to attack again from the stoppage. Horn Francis shrugged off the tackle. Evans collects on the bounce, bounces off another, and then sends a little slider out wide. Pepper, handball up, Lord, went the don't argue, and then threw it up.
Fair enough. Yep.
And a free kick to Saints at half back.
Logan Evans has been really good off half-back for Port Adelaide, I think. What's he played? He's played 13 games. He's really stood out today.
Butler's got on a wing. He runs with the foot. He kicks towards full forward. Higgins behind the pack, grabs it, runs along the ground. Dribble, goal! Oh, look at Jack. Get stuffed, Jono, he says. 5-6-36. And St Kilda, Port Adelaide, 14-8-92. That's his second Higgins, 12 minutes into the final term of the Triple M Bunnings Trade scoreboard.
Now that's where you're kicking goals from, Jackie. That's what your craft is, and that's what your best is. He's just dribbling goals like Dacos did back in the day, and I loved it how he kicked it and then ran straight to the crowd towards the bench, towards the fence straight away. But better work there by St Kilda. A little bit of reward for effort there. They worked it off half back. They got it down there, one-on-one scenario. Jack Higgins, he's had the 15 disposals today, and he's kicked 2 goals. He's had an average day, but not many St Kilda players have had over an average day.
Whack. Chris Johnson here with Kate McCarthy, Triple MC Bus Super Special comments.
Good crew.
Great crew.
Just on Logan Evans, who I spoke about before, he's had the 19 possessions and he's taken 9 marks as well, and a couple of those have been intercept marks.
Travalia handballs out the back of the stoppage to Steele, sends a high one forward through the hands of Hall. Now on the turnover for the power transition. It's Farrell to Sweet. Loopy handball sets up, and now the counter attack for the Saints. A little sliding ball forward finds Bradley Hill, who wants to get and go. Arm was held for moments, and now he twists, turns, and he coughs it up into the chest of Rosie.
It was good come forward defence from O'Connell then in that back half. It was a sort of loopy handball, and we've seen them sit back off that a lot of the day, but he made the decision to come forward. He impacted and then earned his team the turnover.
So in the back pocket, Bergman, long kick out of there, and Sweet will mark. Off hands, immediately delivers to Powell Pepper. Runs the boundary line on the wing. Squares the kick up to the coaches who led off half forward. Punts out a hand pass back to Powell Pepper, who kept running. He hand passes inboard to Boak after he broke a tackle. Hand pass to Wines at half forward. Goes over towards the big man Soldo, and he dropped the footy. Allows the Saints sit in numbers at half back to clean up. Jack Steele controlled it. Little short ball will come into the centre, and the big man in Boyd went to his knees and dropped the mark. Heavy tackle laid. Did well, the young man, to break the tackle in Boxall, who's kicked a couple. Got it to Hall, who kicks across half forward. And an opportunity here for the young man in Travalia, who's taken a mark 45 out. Didn't go for goal. Wait for Keeler to lead, and Keeler has got the ball about on a 45-degree angle, about 40 out.
And Jack Higgins is standing in the pocket with his arms up, like, why didn't you pass it to me? Well, you didn't pass it to anyone, Jack. So.
Exactly.
Jack's going about a good 5 minutes. Let me have a look at me. Get it to me.
Keeler, I'd like to see this boy go on. Isaac.
Tell us about him, John.
He's been around. I think it's his 4th season at the Saints, and hasn't been able to get a game yet. And this is his first game that he's been able to sort of against another AFL team. So hopefully he gets an opportunity this year.
It's a big lad. The drop punt is long and strong, but just to the right of the right goalpost and through for a behind. 5-7-37 St Kilda, Port Adelaide 14-8-92. 15 minutes into the final term on the Triple M Bunnings Trade scoreboard.
And one thing that we noticed when Travalia came on the ground in the second half is his communication and his ability to sort of be a young player. This is his first year in the system, but be really willing to communicate and point and tell others where to go. And that's what we saw then from him as well. When he wanted to lead, told people where he needed them, and delivered the ball to them. And when they were setting up the zone for the kick in as well, just then really busy and really engaged. So really positive signs from a first-year player.
Well, he's going to Ollie Wines now, so good luck here.
A little bit of a size difference.
Massive size difference.
Pick 8 in last year's draft, he was pick 8. He got the All-Australian honours for his performance throughout the national champs. So a rising star here for the Saints. He's asking for it here from Jack McRae, but he's not going to get it, I don't think.
And he's still pointing and telling him where to go too.
Instead he goes short and just the 15 to Hasty. Hasty looks up, now cuts the kick back inside. Cordy, the ex-dog who's been in defence all day today for the Saints. He looks up now and sends the kick into the pocket. Keeler, the target, through his hands and out of bounds left forward pocket for the Saints. So we've travelled 16 in this final term. St Kilda 5-7-37. Port Adelaide 14-8-92. Triple M Bunnings Trade scoreboard.
I reckon he's a chance here at this stoppage. He's very busy at stoppage, Travalia. Gets on the move and gets on the fly.
Doesn't bounce his way this time. Tap down went straight to Horn Francis, who just threw it onto his right boot, gained 45 metres and off Powell Pepper's hands, and Cordy with him. Ball rolls out of bounds. So Port Adelaide, who've dominated this all day today, we mentioned earlier. Collingwood is their first target in round 1. And that's at the MCG. Not a ripping, that's a Saturday night game actually, so it'll be a ripping night No doubt about that. Boundary throw in here again. Rosie sprints away from the pack. Got it over towards Evans, who hand passed the ball to Wines, who sweeped the hand pass out of the pack. Ended up with Drew. Drew hand pass back to Rosie. Shrugs the tackler. Just give a little wiggle and kicks into the forward pocket to Lord. Good work from Cordy, the experienced defender, to drop back and spoil under pressure. Punch back towards Richards in the hot spot of full forward. The umpire's whistle's gone. And a free to the Saints at the bottom of the pack, and that will go to Garcia.
Connor Rosie, PB actually, with 37 disposals.
37,
yeah, 9 score involvements and a goal.
So in the scheme of your PBs, how does this sit? It's a pre-season game. But obviously not as much. Is there no time on today?
I just love saying PBs.
How do you look at it though? Are you going to keep it somewhere in the book, or just throw it straight out this afternoon?
Probably won't even be mentioned at our end of year stats page.
Everything's about practice, okay? Ash just wanted to say
PB. Yeah, that's fair.
Certainly not enough to get the spa bubbling away.
Oh no, that doesn't bubble at pre-season.
No. Just cleaning it, getting it prepared for the main stuff.
We have absolutely torched each other today. A whole lot of us.
So Travalia got the free kick right at the top of the defensive goal square. Might go to you two, man, while we've got you. Just some of the leading stats from on the ground.
Yeah. Outside of Rosie with 38, Horn Francis up to 30, Wines 30, Finlayson with 27. And for St Kilda, McRae 31. But as Kate highlighted during the three-quarter time break, next leading disposal winner for the Saints is Jack Steele with only 20. So significant differential between 1 and 2.
Willem Drew loads his eyes inside 50 and spots up Pal Pepper, who'll go back to kick his third. Bob Jones, Team Arts, Mickey Roberts, what do you got for us?
Have I missed anything? I've just had 4 pots at the bar.
Respectfully, of course, and responsibly, Robert.
It's just slow motion now. Seriously, it is just slow motion survival for Port Adelaide.
The effects of what you've had, or just...
don't fall over that hip, Robert.
No. They've just decked a few. They're just sitting in their seats, reclining back Port Adelaide, hopefully to get through without... They've done so well this afternoon, especially to come down in front of the St Kilda fans and just turn it on.
It's Pal Pepper set sail, and he hangs this one out to the right-hand side. Minor score, 14-9-93. St Kilda 5-7-37. Triple M Bunnings Road scoreboard.
Kick from full back as a sort of a rush ball that Windhager just kept inside the boundary. Tried to punch it out towards Keeler, and the ball slapped away from him, and Horn Francis sees it out of bounds.
So Kate highlighted Port Adelaide's game style in this particular game. They're virtually going at 1 kick to 1 handball. So 229 handballs have racked up. Last year they ranked 17th at 126 per game, so they've had 100 more than last year's season average.
It's positive running sort of today. As I said, I'm salivating with that Collingwood game, and if they can bring that, it's going to be a fascinating game at the MCG. Both sides looking for big years. Off hands here. A long kick from Boxshall to full forward. High bounce for Higgins. Tried to tap the advantage of a teammate that wasn't there, and Evans. It was a 2-on-1 against him. Evans runs away from full back for Port.
And he massages a short one to Darcy Byrne-Jones, who's the most experienced player on the ground next to him in Boak. He's still inside that defensive 50. He wants to switch it now, Boakey. Back to the top of the square to Evans.
Oh, nearly out of bounds.
Who got it off the side of the boot, Jono, but found its way to Burgoyne.
The impressive thing about that 1-to-1 kick-to-handball ratio too is they've been able to control the game by foot as well, so it hasn't just been sort of handballing it at all costs. When they've needed to control the tempo, they've found chip mark, they've been able to work through the defence, and then when it's time to go through the contest or through the middle, they've used handballs on the end of it.
So 5 minutes left in this one. Port by 56 points as Aaliyah goes long and strong down the line. There's been a whistle and a free kick to Horn Francis. 80 from home. Looks corridor. Went through the hands of Berry. Picked 15 in the draft for the Power. And now on the counter-attack, the Saints. Loopy one wide for Hall. Puts it in the path of Hill. Sits kindly. He looks up and then drives a long drop punt towards Caminiti. Can't get there. Through the fingertips and out of bounds. Right forward pocket for the Saints. They trail by 56 points. Triple M Bunnings Road scoreboard.
Spoke about Logan Evans before, how he's been really good off half back. His kicking efficiency is running at 87% at the moment. One of the highest on the ground.
Take the meter,
boundary throw in.
Take the meter.
Right forward pocket. It is for the Sainters. They try and search for a goal. Boundary throw and whistle goes. Mead went to run away with the footy. What's happened here? No, it's going to be thrown back in. Too short.
Do it again, yeah. Isn't that such a flex as an umpire?
Yeah.
Like, as a field umpire, you just quickly blow your whistle, go, nah, come on, do it again.
Do it again.
And you go, not quite enough. Have another crack.
Umpires are like us. They're just having a crack at each other. And throw it better. So
that's good.
Here we go. Caminiti in the ruck. Slaps it down at ground level. McRae tries to work his way through the pack with strength. Wilson got caught high, did he?
Yeah.
And he's going to get a free kick for the Saints, and he's only about 35 out directly in front. So he dove at the footy, Kate, and he got the reward.
Yeah, he went low and hard. Maybe stayed down a little bit longer than he needed to draw the free kick, but did go low hard, won the footy, and got the free kick as a result.
Probably hasn't had his best day today. He's certainly come onto the scene a few years ago now. And now he's been able to rack up 23 games and 15 goals. So he's going to be something that's going to be an outside runner for St Kilda in this season 2025.
He showed a bit last year, didn't he, John?
Yep, he certainly did.
Slots at home and kicks a nice goal, nice and straight, three-quarter post high. A nice positive drop punt, and the Saints get one back. 14-9-93 they were Port Adelaide. St Kilda 6-7-43. Triple M Bunning straight scoreboard, and we've got 3.5 minutes left.
And it looks like he's put a bit of size on as well over the pre-season. It looks a bit heavier up top, the top half of his body as well. So they'll be looking for a fair bit out of him this season. And look, I think he's certainly a good young player coming through the system. And look, it might take another 3 or 4 years to probably develop in the play that he needs to develop to.
Crowd this afternoon, 6,217. Thanks for that, Ash. Good crowd in here at RSEA Park, and a beautiful day for footy.
Goal square not set.
Ash was only 500 off. Said 7 away.
Yep. Well, there was 7-8 at half time.
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
Might have heard a 9 in there.
Yep. Oh, hello. Tim's
Bloody throw it in. Throw it in again, Ash. That's what Tim's just said.
McDonald's the room, hot water, Triple M Rocks footy.
The only one having a crack at today's Joey sitting next to there, our producer.
Thought about it.
Let him off the hook.
Thought about it.
Yeah.
The pre-season. Just get off the rust, Barry, you know that. Ball back up. What was that noise? Because the ball comes out the front of the stoppage here for the power.
What happens when you get older? You just make noises.
Yes. Wines. Sweet. Hurried kick. Up to the 50. Joe Berry. Spilt the mark. Immediately claimed in the tackle. We'll have a stoppage 40 out from the Power's goal. 14-9-93 Port Adelaide. St Kilda 6-7-43. Triple M Bunning straight scoreboard.
Ball thrown in the air. Boyd tried to slap it down towards Hill. The ball was kicked out of his hands. Port Adelaide closing in on goal. Burn-Jones about 20 metres out, but the Saints have got numbers back here. Cordy deep in the back pocket, shuffles it out of bounds. Hank McCarthy and Chris Johnson here. I was flying on a plane with Jono once. We were going to Adelaide.
Hold the meter.
They had the
Hold the meter.
2001 grand final on that little
Is there really nothing going on in this game?
If I had $1 for every time I'd heard this story.
Yeah, that's true, but a lot of people out there wouldn't have heard it. Boundary throw in. I'm going to get to it, Jono. As Boyd taps to Wilson. Got a real big shove. Is that in the back? High in the back? What was it?
Too high.
Yeah, free to Wilson in the back pocket. Yeah, Jono was a seat behind this bloke watching the 2001 grand final, Ash.
Yep.
And the bloke didn't know he was there. And, of course, Brisbane played Essendon that year, and Brisbane won. You know, I don't know, sadly or happily, but they won. And Jono just leant forward in the seat. He said, mate, tapped him on the shoulder. He looked around and he said, mate, fast forward to the third quarter. I was on fire. That's a true story. That is a true story.
I think we've done those stats. I think you had about 12 or 13 in that third term, didn't you, John?
And immediately I thought, yeah, he'll be good on Triple M.
Yes. That's a real Triple M kind of attitude, isn't it?
Go on, Tim.
So
you're an idiot, Barry.
Yeah, that'll be the last time you hear that.
Lukosius, who's kicked a couple this afternoon, now in defence. He goes sideways and he finds his man there in Rory Atkins.
Baz, can you tell everyone, as the people's caller, what's your favourite noise on an aeroplane?
Oh, well, the noise when the ropes click, Kate, if you're lucky enough to be up there. And
the noise that separates the other class from the rest of the people.
Yeah,
and
just
as the people's caller, you like that?
I do look back, though, and I wave and say hello to everyone. So I think that's bold of me.
Wilson inside 50. We're learning a lot more about you, Barry.
No, it's just, I don't ask for it, Tim. I just get offered those seats sometimes.
Stay behind him. 1A.
It's a marketing thing.
Every time.
For the airlines.
There's a little chip over the top from Burns. We're back live here. There are a couple of minutes to go, but the sting's gone out of this one.
Who's winning, Tim? What's the score?
Port Adelaide by 50 points, Barry. As Jack Steele, what's his afternoon look like, Two-Man?
He's had 20 disposals, laid 4 tackles.
He's going to have to hit this one from 53. He spins the ball in his hands, and then this pushes across the face of goal. Top of the
That's good.
See, that's the difference about putting it at the top of the square than going back over 50 metres and having a shot on it.
And the confidence of the young man, Jono.
Yeah.
Get in the middle of that pack, put his arms up.
Outstanding.
Big launch.
The boy from South Augusta from the top of the square nails the goal. He gets his just desserts. He's worked hard in this second half, Isaac Keeler. And the Saints claw back one late. They're 7-7-49. Port Adelaide 14-9-93. Triple M Bunnings trade scoreboard.
And they're the little things that can come out of games like this when sort of the ability to launch, to take the ball at its highest point against a good opposition. Obviously, Port.
He was on Finlayson. He got rid of Finlayson really easy.
So it's really good signs, those little things that you're getting to see now. But I guess just the overall effort from St Kilda today has really been lacking. And I know the sting's gone out of this one and Port have sort of shut up shop, which, like, rightly so, they should prepare for round one. But yeah, overall pretty disappointing, but a few little shining lights sort of popped up late for St Kilda.
We'll hear from one of the Port stars after the game, and it is a big win for them this afternoon, no doubt about it. And there's the Triple M Harvey Norman replay. That was a ripping mark from young Keeler, young man who's got an opportunity this afternoon, and he's trying to embrace it. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy. Jack Steele out of the centre. Final seconds of the match now. Bounces a kick to half forward, bounces high, and allows Port in with numbers. Atkins claimed it, got a little hand pass off to his teammate in Bergman, who kicks out wide. Another kick backwards is okay. Port just running the clock down now as Evans calls for it in the back pocket, and he's taken the mark. So it's been a big afternoon for them. It's a 44-point lead as we tick the clock down in this game. And RSCA Park in perfect conditions. Good crowd has turned up, about 7,000. There it is, Port Adelaide. 14-9-93. Their next hit out is round one against Collingwood at the MCG. St Kilda have gone down this afternoon 7-7-49. Big afternoon, Kate, for Port Adelaide. They'll be happy. Nice little lead into a big game against Collingwood.
Yeah, it was some good momentum they'll take into next week. I think they can confidently probably go back to Adelaide and say that they ticked off all the things they wanted to. Probably had the ability to late in the game to try a few little things that they may have needed to see before round one, but all in all, a really good hit out, some good signs from them, and yeah, they'll take a fair bit of momentum into that round one clash.
Yeah, look, I think Port from the outset were certainly a team that have got everything going, all the cogs and everything else are moving all in the one direction, because what they started from the first quarter, they didn't finish right up until the end of the quarter. On the other hand, St Kilda, they've got a little bit of work behind them. They've got a few guys out of the side. They need to replace them somehow. We've seen some guys out here in Kilor and the like, and they might come back into the side, or who knows, Lockshaw as well. So there's a few of the St Kilda boys there that could get a game in round one, all depending. But it's going to be a long season, I think, for St Kilda. Another development year, I would have thought.
So both sides get that final hit out, and let's hope that we know Owens is a problem for St Kilda off of the shoulder, and that looked like it was a bit rough. So let's hope he's okay. A lot of injuries in this pre-season, John Owen Kate, hasn't there been? Unfortunately, some of the stars, we know Marcus Bontempelli recently. I know Big Tim went through them earlier today, but geez, you want all those stars there on round one, don't you?
Yeah, and Errol Goulden last night, the big one, so twisted in a tackle awkwardly, but yeah, looked really nasty.
All right, let's go down to Powell Pepper, who had a good game today.
Yeah, definitely. It's been a very long 10 months, and finally got a couple goals, so that made me feel pretty good. But yeah, I'm just happy to be back out there.
Run me through that rehab process. Who did you really lean on, and I guess the challenges throughout that to get back and get to this point?
Yeah, it was pretty tough, but I had my two little girls and my beautiful wife. I know that I'm watching now. They've missed watching Dad play last year, so I'm just happy for them to watch me, but they've helped me through all the way, and the boys and all the medical staff as well have been amazing.
And you've been named as one of 4 leaders of the group. It must be such a privilege to come out of a season where you didn't play much football, but how did that develop your leadership off field? Yeah,
definitely. I'm a leader that leads by example on the field, so I had to find different ways of becoming a leader, and that definitely helped last year. Helped a lot of my resilience and just building a lot more relationships with different people. But I'm back to leading by example now, so I'm loving it.
Now you've got a few new members in the forward line with you. You've got Jack Lukosius and the 2 Joes down there. How are you finding, getting into the groove with those new players?
Yeah, they fit in very nicely. Over the whole pre-season, they've proved how talented they are. But now that we're playing in games, they're really putting it together, and I'm very excited for this year.
You've lost your mate Jeremy Finlayson for the moment to the back line, but it seemed to have been a masterstroke. How good was he today, and what have you made of the move? Yeah, he was amazing. We were joking about it during the week because he didn't come to the forwards dinner. So, I think he's had an amazing day today, and we'll see how it goes for the rest of the year. Now you'll prepare for the Pies round 1. What do you have to look out for going into that game, and how do you prepare for that? Yeah, they're a pretty talented side, and they've got so many stars. So we've got a lot to look at over the pre-season, but we're really looking forward to it and can't wait. Does Dan Houston get a little bit of extra attention from you boys? I'm not sure about that, but I'm pretty keen to go play alongside him. Haven't seen him for a while, so it'll be a good laugh, but I think it'll be pretty competitive as well. Sam, well done today. Great to see you back out there. Thank you. Cheers.
There you go, courtesy of Fox Footy. That's the great Ruby Schleicher down there, Triple M Zone, of course, and Collingwood star. There was Sam Powell-Pepper. Going to catch our breath and come back. 44-point winners report over St Kilda. And don't forget, we've got West Coast and North coming up shortly. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M, Rocks Footy.
Now you can stream the footy wherever you go. Download the Listener app and select Triple M.
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's,
Triple M Rocks Footy.
Melbourne, weekdays from 6. It's Mick in the Morning with Roo, Titus and Rosie.
People, you think chocolate milkshake straight off the bat. Not me.
No, not you.
Vanilla.
Yeah.
A vanilla milkshake. It's got everything I want, nothing I don't need.
A little bit of malt?
If I'm feeling frisky.
Oh, look out, he's put the malt in. Start your day with Mick in the Morning. Weekdays from 6 on Melbourne's Triple M.
Back from a holiday road trip? Get your car checked at Rapid Tune. We'll keep you moving.
Dinner. It's somewhere between lunch and falling asleep watching. But no one's watching TV when you and the fam get KFC's $24.95 boneless dinner, tenders, nuggets, and the endless entertainment of popcorn chicken. KFC. FLG. Not available on delivery.
Getting a quote from Budget Direct really is a no-brainer, Sarge.
Yes, and it's even less of a no-brainer with 15% off in your first year.
Less than a no-brainer? Is that even possible, Sarge?
It is if you put your mind to it, Jax.
Save 15% on your first year's premium when you purchase a new car insurance policy online with Budget Direct.
Insurance solved with Budget Direct.
Discount applies to your first year's premium for a new policy purchased online. Issuer Auto and General Insurance Company Limited. Read PDS and TMD at budgetdirect.com.au to see if product suits.
Totally Workwear Braybrook is now open. And today's your last chance to celebrate with Spin the Wheel prizes, giveaways and more. Plus all the trade, safety and uniform gear you need up to 50% off. The all-new Totally Workwear Braybrook, 265 Ballarat Road. Love your work.
Dive into the minds of investigative journalists and researchers who uncover well-kept secrets with Listener's lineup of investigative podcasts. Tune in to the latest series of Secrets We Keep, Should I Spit? To discover how tracing your family tree through DNA can lead to legal and privacy traps in a world where genetic data is fast becoming a tool for mass surveillance. Secrets We Keep, Should I Spit? Download the Listener app and listen for free.
Listener. Introducing the Cherry Tiggo 7 Special Edition for just $29,990 drive away with 7-year unlimited kilometre warranty and a 5-star ANCAP safety rating. Now's the time to test drive the Tiggo 7 Special Edition at your nearest Cherry dealer.
At Slater & Gordon, we know how much an injury can cost you. Your job, your hobbies, time with your family. That's why our expert lawyers do everything in their power to get you the compensation you deserve. And And if we don't win, you won't pay for the work we do, thanks to our no-win, no-fee policy. If you're ever injured, contact Slater and Gordon and we'll take it from here. No-win, no-fee conditions apply. See site for details.
Get the steal of the century with 19 Crimes this week at Richie's Liquor. 750ml 19 Crimes varieties on special for just $10 each. Save $4 a bottle. Plus buy 2 bottles for your chance to win a trip to New York. Richie's Liquor. Great brands, great value.
Escape your pricey telco and win a share of AAMI's $50 million in amazing surprises. Switch to any AAMI mobile plan and enter at our website to win. You could score yourself a prize from brands such as Flight Centre, Samsung, Dyson, Smeg, TCL, the iconic Uber, Hoyts, Temple & Webster, Nintendo, Prezi, Interflora, or even a Suzuki Swift. There's over 1.6 million prizes to be won, so enter at amasim.com.au/surprises. N6 of the 5th 25 excludes NBN as you go and roaming packs. T's and C's apply.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's,
Triple M rocks footy.
Ah, yes, 44-point winners for Port Adelaide over St Kilda, 14-9-83, St Kilda 7-7-49 for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M does rock footy. Ashley Chew has been here today, and Ash, for Kate and for Jono, let's hear some of those numbers that you've registered today.
Well, St Kilda 4 more inside 50s, but overall Port Adelaide 173 more disposals. They racked up 232 handballs. Season average last year was only at 126, and their ball movement for their D50, they generated 6-2-38 in terms of scores. St Kilda just the one behind. And Rosie, he was the number 1 ranked player, Baz, with 39 disposals and a goal. McRae led the way for the Saints with 32 touches and 7 score involvements.
Tell you what, we've seen some miracles over the years. Mickey Roberts this afternoon, he came here, he was out of hospital 4 days, hip replacement, walked in, he was let off by the ambulance when he walked in, and he shrugged off the trainers as he got to the bench. I can tell you what, Mickey's now left his post. He shrugged off his own crutches. He signed them because he's an institution here in St Kilda. He signed them and gave them to the fans and said, I don't need them anymore.
I think they said they were putting them in the museum.
Yeah, and he's just, he didn't just walk up here. You've jogged up here, Robbo. What is going on?
4 days out. It's just been at Moorabbin. That's what it is. And the poor bugger that I gave the crutches to, he needed them.
Different sort of holy water, though.
He'd been in the social club all day, hasn't he?
He was about 10 deep, so I said, here's the crutches.
You are an inspiration for anyone who goes through that. That's amazing. You're a medical miracle.
Yeah, it's 4 days out, and I'm up and about.
Yeah, no, well done.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
It's carrying these buggers all my career down here in the 80s, yeah.
So humble too. You're a medical miracle, yeah.
And us, Robbo. You carried us as well. So what's been happening, Tim?
All right, Baz. Well, you know what? I've been calling footy with you for 6 years now, and you start strongly every year, but I tell you what, you have started exceptionally strong this year, and it's time we move to this Macca's I'm loving at the moment, because Willie Rioli kicked a few tonight, but this is his 3rd goal, and this is how our man, the People's Caller, called it on Triple M footy.
He lifted in the Senator Lukosius, who marks and kicks forward. It's a low drop punt. Willie Rioli's in the van here. He dropped the mark, gets back up, spins way one there, then the other goes on the outstep of his boot and fires, and oh, look at Willie. He's got 3. What a ripping goal. I'm not too sure what I said in the middle of that.
I don't know.
There's a little bit of... He dropped the mark, gets back up, spins way one there, then the other goes on. There it is. When does Bernie start? No, he's not there. No, not quite yet. Anyway, we saw a nice hit out, didn't we, Kate and Jono, from Port Adelaide, and I know we're talking a fair bit about them because they were the more positive side here this afternoon. The Saints, obviously, we're not too sure what the season's going to present to them, but certainly for Port, who finished 2nd last year, you can't do much more than what they did this Savo.
No, certainly not. And we heard the interview with Sam Powell-Pepper, and I think one of those moves is going to be down in the back line in Finlayson. So Finlayson going down there and starting down there, he was certainly a real shining light for them in the first quarter and really set them up. And they had the win in the first quarter, and they're going to be outstanding this year, I think, Port Adelaide. I think I've got them in the top 6, certainly up there once again, and see how they go there. And look, I think it's more around what's going to happen with the coaches more than anything else, I think, for Port Adelaide, rather than the on-field stuff.
Choice hotels around the grounds, Ash, and I know we're heading to West Coast North tonight. What else is happening?
And tomorrow, Freo take on the Demons, and some interesting news here. Alex Pearce won't be playing for the Dockers, but Christian Petrarca has been selected. His first game since that horrific injury back on the 10th of June last year, King's birthday weekend.
It's a great story, and it's and you know, in all seriousness, We see some pretty serious injuries. We don't want to see them too much, Kate, but occasionally they do pop up, and that young man's been through a lot, and it's great to see him back.
Yeah, he certainly has been, and so is that football club. I think a lot going on last year off field, and I really think this year could be a year where they really just band together as a group and just try and control things on field as well as off field. I feel like they've sorted out a lot of those issues off field in the off season, and I'm really bullish on them this year. Probably the most overused word in pre-season is bullish on any team that you think is going to go all right, but I think they'll be very competitive this year, Melbourne.
It's a good word, though, bullish.
Bullish, yeah.
Simon Goodwin talking a lot about love. Loves the key theme at Melbourne Footy Club.
Wasn't a lot of that here today, I'll tell you.
About loving each other and looking after each other. So
another whack.
Maybe we could go and hang out at Melbourne Footy Club for a bit, because there was a lot of love going around.
You can go and do a session at Melbourne during the week, I think. Is there any side, Jono, that's popped out in the pre-season? We've had a bit of a look at everyone. We know it's not the same as a home and away. You and Kate know that better than anyone, but is there anyone you sort of looked at and raised an eyebrow and thought, oh, it might be a bit better than what I thought?
Yeah, look, it's probably, I think certainly Adelaide. I think Adelaide's season, they went up and they challenged Brisbane. They won Brisbane up there. But I think, obviously, the year before in 2023, we all had them up there for 2024, and they sort of slid down. And I think they're the ones. I think they're the ones that are going to go up and be the movers in the ladder and get up there a little bit more. A lot the way they move the ball. They obviously rely on Jordan Dawson quite a bit, but a lot the way they're structured up and the way they've gone about it in the off-season.
What do you reckon, Kate?
Yeah, I like sort of further to Jono's point, I think their ability to recruit a few players across there as well. So Neil Bullen coming across, and a couple of their gets across from Cumming and Peatling as well have really been able to change up a few things. I really liked Peatling against the Lions the other night. So I think they'll be contenders. I think this could be finally the year we see the Gold Coast Suns in finals. I think
here we go.
Another year under Damien Hardwick, another pre-season, but essentially last year, if they learnt how to travel, they would have been in finals. So that's sort of the starting point. If they can continue to create the fortress of sort of People's First Stadium that is up on the Gold Coast, and obviously those games they take to Darwin as well will be great.
And what a thrill it was when they named the stadium after you. Well done, Jono and Kate. Ash, you were brilliant. Tim Solly's one of the great callers, and it was great to be with him today. Thanks to the crew, Leroy, Jesse, Jace, Joey, Kate, Jono, Ash, Robbo. Thank you very much. Baz signing off on behalf of the crew. West Coast North F for McDonald's and Hot Water, Triple M Rock Footy.
Now you can stream the footy wherever you go. Download the Listener app and select Triple M.
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's.
Triple M Rock Footy. Before Oasis hit Australia,
give the fans what they want.
They're warming up in the UK.
You've got along with it.
And Triple M is sending you over.
Today is gonna be the day.
For another once-in-a-lifetime.
This is a big moment. Ben?
Yes, mate.
You're going, mate. You are. You're the guy.
Oh, my God.
Bang.
Oh, my God, no way. Triple M, this means so much. Oh, my God.
Good times, greatest hits.
That's it. This is it.
And the best tips to the biggest gigs in the world are right here.
Triple M.
Try the new Subway Signature Menu today. It's all your favourites, made with just the right amount of tasty, cravey, cheesy goodness. Now that's the Subway to Tasty Town, where that sub is the mayor. But you're also allowed to eat the mayor.
Win a Bosch Expert Accessories Pack and 10 grand to take your toolkit to the next level. Head to the Triple M Win page and tell us how Bosch Expert Accessories could supercharge your performance and win with Bosch.
Today on Wake Up Australia, health insurance price changes to take effect on April 1. In better news, let's cross to Alexander with a special offer only at Compare the Market.
To get a free limited edition Meerkat hoodie, buy health insurance through Compare the Market. Feel comfy with your health insurance and in your free hoodie. Free Meerkat hoodie with the purchase of an eligible health insurance policy between the 26th of February and the 31st of March while stocks last. Visit Compare the Market to see the full details and range of brands and products we compare.
Simples! Introducing the Cherry Tiggo 7 Special Edition for just $29,990 drive away with 7-year unlimited kilometre warranty and a 5-star ANCAP safety rating. Now's the time to test drive the Tiggo 7 Special Edition at your nearest Cherry dealer.
Want supplements that hit different? Then thrill your senses with Swiss Ultiboost Smart Melts and Gummies from Chemist Warehouse. Savor Swiss Ultiboost Energy Boost Smart Melts to support energy production. And Yummy Gummies, Swiss Ultiboost Calm Plus Sleep Gummies with passion flower. Traditionally used in Western herbal medicine to calm nerves and reduce restless sleep. Choose fun, tasty supplements. Explore the Swiss Ultiboost Smart Melts and Gummies range from just $18.99 at Chemist Warehouse. Always read the label and follow the directions for use. Chemist Warehouse. Great savings every day.
Get the steal of the century with 19 Crimes this week at Richie's Liquor. 750ml 19 Crimes varieties on special for just $10 each. Save $4 a bottle. Plus buy 2 bottles for your chance to win a trip to New York. Richie's Liquor. Great brands, great value.
It all starts now. The 2025 NRL Telstra Premiership is finally here. Kicking off this Sunday. A new season with new beginnings, new leaders and new hope. 17 teams competing over 27 rounds for the dream of Premiership glory. Be there live to witness the action of Australia's most entertaining sport. Secure your seats at nrl.com/tickets. The 2025 NRL Telstra Premiership. Let's go.
Get Ampol Fooderies Crave and Save. Just $6 for a 4 and 20 Traveller Pie or Classic Pie, 160 to 175 gram, and a drink from the 250ml V Energy or 600ml Mount Franklin ranges. Crave and save only at Ampol Foodery. Ends March 4th. See ampol.com.au for details.
Try the new Subway signature menu today. It's all your favourites, made with just the right amount of tasty, cravey, cheesy goodness for your shortcut to Tasty Town. Now that's Subway tasty, not the official Subway slogan.